I'm going to farm this wave, I'm going to go jungle soon, and then somebody else can go take bottom lane. Probably Rubik from GH will go here to get some much-needed levels. He's currently sitting on level 3, and you don't want him draining too much XP from mind control, because he's already going to be struggling up here to get the experience that he wants.
Good. I think Moon's hoping the Raging Potato stops taking damage. Good sentry ward now from Kuro, so he can get rid of that ult quickly. That's where Maneski's had a full duration ward there before. This time around, they won't let it happen. Paralyzing cast still going to hit, but then it doesn't mean the arrow from Raging Potato will connect. A Spirit Siphon from Moon will do some work with the Crypt Swarm. They're just making sure the guard falls down. And then Weeha falls. Maneski really trying to stay on top of him, and this is what they've been looking for. Exorcism up, push towards the tower on the catapult wave.
Exactly. It's very, very textbook and very nice play. Arguably, Weeha should have maybe been a bit more ready for this. There's 2 supports missing. There's, you know, the siege wave is coming. So either Weeha needs to play more defensively or he needs to have supports there. Rubik could have easily saved him in this instance by being nearby, but they've got kind of troubles a little bit everywhere. So
Raging Potato's also taking a hell of a lot of damage thanks to the Fatal Bonds. Like, GH is going to find him and leap. Well, that doesn't put him up on the hillside. Fateful has to actually burn any kind of consumables. And is there another leap? There's a TP away to safety. And Kuro, the damage output, it won't be enough.
Nice bottle usage.
Ooh.
Close.
Very close.
Yeah. They do defend their mid tower, though, Liquid. They allocate a lot of resources for it, but it is the right choice. You don't want to lose this mid tower to DP's first siege creep wave, so they hold it. It took half the HP and damage, but now Exorcism is over, and they can kind of reset and calm down a little bit. Ember got level 6, so he's a much harder gank, and as expected, Terrorblade is now in the jungle, and somebody's got to go bottom. I don't think you just leave this lane completely empty right now. There's too much experience just flat out going to waste.
KP feels no pressure. He's just going hand of Midas first as well.
Oh, GH doesn't have TP. Oh, they're going to send the Warlock down.
Is that enough? Like, KP will be happy to dive that. Arrow's going to fly forward. Ninja Boogie's going to move around the back. They don't have a creep wave. That's the only thing that's holding him back.
Yeah, I like the Midas idea from KP here. It's pretty common on Core Ogre to go for it. If you're having a good game and you go Midas, it just amplifies you so much. With the multicast Midas, you can start getting these aura items at really good timings. And usually when you see other heroes with their like payoff timings, when it gets graphed out how long it takes to get the payoff on Midas, Ogre just gets it, 75% faster.
They're up to Kuro again. Mounting is able to connect. Now be a very dead Kuro, even with the Shadow Word, the leap forward from Raging Potato. Maybe actually with stick charges, Kuro can survive through this.
He's fine.
Potato wants to stay on the back of it. Kuro, leap forward, Starfall. He's trying to juke him out. Now with the Stampede, Kuro's able to do it. GH will arrive to help with Weeha to find the kill on Raging Potato, who really wanted that.
Nico's now getting pressured by the Terrorblade. Oh, they've got DP. They know there's no Stampede.
And Microtrol wants to TP out. Just not enough damage.
Yikes.
Like, even with the Infest bomb.
That was close. Yeah, he got out. Good call from Mind Control to TP instantly, identifying that was the only way he was going to have any chance of surviving that. And he gets out. But even though it's not a kill, still forcing a hero out like this has value. Like, a lot of the times when we talk about this stuff, we're like, okay, he survived, they got nothing out of it, but sending a core all the way back to base, now he has TP on cooldown for a minute, has to run all the way back up. This still does a lot. See, now that they managed to pull off this play, Ninja Boogie gets wards out. He got scanned out, however, so
he's trying to do the default for everything. Everything will end up dying as Weeha's in the back line, so Ninja Boogie will go down. The Metamorphosis burn from Miracle. They need to add some tower pressure on the back of this, but look at KP diving under Kuro. No multicast for him, and maybe he's in trouble with Weeha arriving and KP's trapped in by the Radiant Creep Wave. A quick ignite, a third TP is now coming in, or a second TP for a third hero. KP still looking to bounce out this. He'll get the multicast over on the Ember, but GH and Kuro working together. Pick him up, throw him down. There's nothing that Moon can really do. He's going to trigger the Exorcism, and now look towards Weeha with the silence. Okay, maybe he can just kill him straight out. The arrow would have flied forward to kill him off anyway. But now DP will do some damage to the tier 1 tower. All this battle happening normally when you're battling over the 10-minute bounty runes. Kuro in the trees.
The runes aren't even picked up out here yet. They're chasing Kuro.
Raging Potato doesn't have a stun available. The arrow's on cooldown.
They're using so much time on this Exorcism too. It's actually going to run out before they get to the tower again. That could have absolutely been better for Maneski. He might still end up getting the tower anyway. There's another siege creep coming in now. And looks like Liquid don't defend, so...
Yeah. They're too busy up on the top lane taking, like obviously the tier 1 tower's going down there. They wanted some harassment in towards mid, but KP's there. But this all seems to be just be buying more time. Oh, mind control. Hoping for the denial on the tower, won't happen. Arrow's already been used by Ragey Potatoes, so they don't have the extra stun.
He's not going to have to stampede yet.
So both minuses are coming out in the courier at the moment.
Weehaw went in for the Mirana bottom. He might get him here. He used the first leap. Misses the chase.
So 2 minuses at 11 minutes for Mineski.
And a 4K gold. They're really far ahead in this game right now. And Liquid has been in this position countless times with Terrorblade, and they managed to pull out a win playing around Miracle's first strong timing generally, getting Manta style or sneaking a Roshan as Radiant or whatever it would be. But Liquid's support duo here does not have too much to work with right now. There's not this like amazing steal for Rubik where you're just like, okay, when he gets this spell, they're just going to find kills non-stop. Warlock is very much a team fight support, not a skirmish support. So unless they can group up and come together, Kuro is in this awkward position in the game where he doesn't feel too impactful. Whereas you look at the supports on the other side, you have a hero with Maledict and Witch Doctor who wants to gank. You have the Mirana arrows that we've seen already have some success. And any pairings of heroes that put together that pose a threat. And that makes a big difference in this game because it means when heroes are missing from the two teams, there's a very big difference in how threatened cores are on the map. The Mineski heroes feel relatively free. You see Ogre's just playing in the middle of the map, standing in the river. The Death Prophet's pushing far down bottom, and at the same time, Lifesteal is farming top because they feel like, well, how are they going to kill us, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to gank these heroes for Liquid with the support duo they have. Now, Mind Control is probably going to be in some trouble again.
Yeah, they need to hit the arrow, though, or else they don't kill Mind Control.
They do.
And Ragey Potato is trying to look for the angle, but Mind Control is always on the southern side of the creep wave. So it's never an easy straight hit for them. But they're just taking over the Liquid jungle. Like, they're forcing Miracle to always be up on this top lane, always in range of Nico, so Moonlight Shadow will let them close the distance. But he's soon to hit the arrow, Mind Control feels it.
I think he saw the Ogre get Moonlit in the mid lane. Arrow. Oh, he arrowed a creep. I just heard the sound. I was like, okay, here it comes.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yes. Just jumping around. Where?
Oh, if they get backstab mid here, this could be really dangerous.
Oh,
this smoke
instantly
fails.
breaks from Team Liquid. Sentry ward's being planted. Weehaw, he's going to find his first target. Over towards the Mirana, leap away, gets a double leap. And the rocket really only hit over on Moon. 3 leaps used by Ragey Potato, turns for the arrow, connects over on Weehaw. Paralyzed from Clash from Spooky, helps set it up, but they really want to get both these kills. The Spirit Jump fortunately can require GH to go with the Fate Bolt. And Ninja Boogie will go down too. So 2 quick kills for Team Liquid, but both of them going into the supports.
Considering how scary that must have been for them with their vision when they popped the smoke and it instantly broke, I think you'll take that. That could have gone so bad if they didn't find the Mirana out there and open the fight that way.
It still feels rough though. Like you're running a Lifesteal who's already got Hand of Midas. He's working in towards the Radiant, so his TF will be ready later on. But it's such an early Hand of Midas on a multicasting Ogre. Like the net worth of KP can just skyrocket so quickly. And this Exorcism allows Mineski to keep the pressure up. GH does steal it. It's not always the greatest thing to steal, however, because it means GH has to get pretty close. Oh, they'll back up. Harassment, force rotations, and then, yeah, move top.
I'm not sure they're completely giving up on this idea just yet. They might come back. Okay, now they're probably not coming back.
Actually, it's a smoke from Liquid. They want to come to try and fight up on top lane. They know the Ops was dewatered, but yeah, T1 tower, attempted denial of the tower, won't happen. Moon gets the last dead in. And GH, he wants Ragey Potato. They need to keep the control up, and with the excessive damage, they'll definitely kill him. While in mid lane, Mind Control a little bit too far forward. Looks like KP was able to get a bit of a chain stun off, working with Moon.
And that's a bigger kill. It's the core. Get the Centaur down, only losing a Mirana, and they also got the top tower. Now, GH really wants to get this tower with his Exorcism. There's no glyph available, so if they want to defend, Ogre has to play up aggressively here. He's kind of cautious about doing it. They do get the tower.
Yep.
Bounty runs, 2 for 2 it looks like. Nico hasn't taken the other one yet. He feels like there's no way Liquid will go and contest it, and he's absolutely right about it, so he keeps his farm going. And probably Ogre will just waddle down here and take this in a moment. And KP is... He's going to have a 15-minute mech with the Midas moves. This is what we talked about, this Aura build. Probably going to see him buy the mech into maybe Crimson Guard against Terrorblade. Really good. Pipe also has its merits this game against all the magic damage of Ember, the Fatal Bonds. amplifying all of that magic damage. See what he's favoring right now. I think going straight Greaves is not the play. Although he could remove one Fatal Bond on himself with that, which is also nice.
Oh, they found mid. Weeha caught out. It's like Raging Potato was able to connect on the arrow.
Is that Crypt Swarm for...
Yeah, it's Crypt Swarm. Moonlight Shadow's already been triggered as well from Potato. Kuro, Sentry Ward is down, so he sees both of them moving. But now KB in behind the Tier 1 tower just rotates over the arrow. Just well off target, but it won't matter. Nico's there too.
Oh, that was
they'll beat the crap out of this Tier 1 tower. TP support is on the way with the fortification. They're going to keep the tower up. They'll hit the rock down. Where's the bond? It now comes out as well. Multicast, but Lifestealer dies so damn quickly. Moon and KP retreat back out as fast as they can. And Liquid bring everybody to the mid lane. 5 heroes.
Yep. They defend their tower, though. It did cost them Golem and Metamorphosis for 1 kill, but it's still the right play. You don't drop this tower like this after losing your Rubik. The downside now, though, is that there's kind of a power play going the other way, right? Now that you don't have Golem or Metamorphosis, your lineup's actually relatively weak for a while. So, yes, you defended your tower, but did you actually defend your tower? Or is it still going to fall in the next minute, is the question. Top lane, Ninja Boogie's gonna... Oh, perfect Manta.
He actually dodged it?
I thought he Manta dodged the Maledict. He didn't. He Manta dodged, I think, a cask.
I did not think Ninja Boogie was going to go for that.
Yeah, that was a bit
it's like back towards the mid where you see Ogre running underneath the T1 town, but on bottom lane, you'll have to into the arrow. Moon using it aggressively in Ember Spirit. No way to get out of it. Now in towards the mid, Ogre Giant, KP, trapped up. With the upheaval, outrunning this will be difficult, but that's why you see how tanky the Ogre is. A multicast can't get one over on mind control. He just can't move fast enough.
Use your Midas, no!
Efficiency rating dropping heavily.
And it's actually a kind of big deal. He's dead for 40 seconds and he had Midas ready, and that could have multicast there with a triple multicast. There were 3 creeps. He might have just lost 500 gold. That's kind of what they got for killing him. I mean, okay, not 500, because he will have it ready when he spawns, but you get the idea.
Yeah, it's a big deal, Sen.
It actually is a kind of big deal.
Yeah.
When we talk about Midas being on off cooldown when you're dead and we're like, oh, that's bad, for Ogre, it's worse.
Here's Yules into arrow again. Mind control, it's a little too late. Ninja Boogie's going to fall once again, unseen from the camera as Weeha caught him out.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling the Witch Doctor this game right now. The 2 supports of Mineski are clearly starting to fall behind the Liquid supports, and they might also fall behind them in relative impact later when it starts getting into this team fight stage. Warlock is one of these really good supports, and Rubik, we've seen GH pull off some magic. In this game, there's a couple of steals that are great, some are not so good.
Oh, Raging Potato, he just drops the ward. That's going to get deep-ward. He needs to leap. He's got 1 more available. And he leaps down away from the Tier 1 tower. Smokes himself up as well as far into the tower as he can go, but mind control pulling. Pop stomps down, and Mirana is definitely dead.
That's a big waste. Smokes are a valuable resource. You don't use that. Even if you survive there, I think that's not worth it. I mean, they have another 2 on Witchbunker, I suppose, but...
And you do have Moonlight Shadow, but the amount of sentry wards that have been placed down by Team Liquid, they're trying to see absolutely every movement.
Arguably Moonlight would have been a better play. It's a shorter cooldown than Smoke, and it would have forced the enemy's economy a little bit, right? To force them to use a sentry ward.
They're still going to burn another Smoke. Meneski are coming over the river now. They're looking for their target.
Moon's really strong, his BKB.
Goro's going to TP out. No, he doesn't. They didn't actually notice that Observer wasn't ensuring the last fight. So Death Ward down from Ninja Boogie. This with his quick kill over on Kuro. Moon's able to claim it.
Mid tower for Liquid is still standing. It's pretty impressive. It's 20 minutes now that Mineski have not been able to take this with their Death Prophet lineup. And you got to imagine that they want to go and Exorcism this with the next Siege Creep wave after they maybe fight for these top bounty runes. DP is super strong here, only really going to be dying to a Terrorblade Metamorphosis with BKB running. No other serious physical damage to be too worried about.
Ninja Boogie actually did a perfect paralyzing cast looking for it. Ends up with the Maledict over from the Ember Spirit. He'll quickly spirit away. Searing chains up, but he'll set over on the Centaur. He'll hit the ground, and Nico open wounds up and mind control. Now Nico just rips all the life from him. This is not a fun game for Mike. Why do we always feel this happens whenever we cast mind control? It's like, you know what, there's just one hero that just tears him apart.
Yeah, he definitely... I mean, if you pick Centaur this early and there's a Lifestealer on the board that gets countered, you know, Centaur just has these matchups. It does. And, yeah, Mineski are taking full advantage of that. I think a little bit of a a lucky thing there, or not a lucky thing, but Liquid probably aren't too dissatisfied because I think their Ember could have died. He could have been silenced instead of the Centaur, and they could have killed Ember on the rune, and maybe even got the rune too. But Moon chose to go for the Scent. That was a slightly bigger kill on the field for them.
They're coming again.
Next smoke.
It's like 3 smokes in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
One of them wasted.
Exactly. Now you would like to have that Mirana smoke for later.
Yep.
But they really want this mid tower.
GH, he has an Invis rune. He's right on top of him. Everyone revealed. TP support's coming in. GH gets to pick up over Ogmashai. Is he able to get that mech off in time? Paralyzing counter up by creating some space. KP, there's your multi-counting out, trying to run himself away. Weeha in a little too deep and connected on the Maledict. So KP will finally be brought down by the Fate Bolt.
He stayed alive for so long.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Weeha. There's no follow-up for this. Moving into the high ground of Vineski is not something that Liquid feel confident enough to do just yet.
Super good game sense from GH. The reason he walks there with his Invis rune is that he feels there's a move coming from that direction. And the moment the smoke breaks, they instantly TP in, so you just know it's already called in advance that I think they're going here, and this is what we're going to do. So, really good stuff.
Miracle's getting so huge. That's Skadi coming in over on the Courier. I see a 4-star recipe as well. And now they're going to have a crack over towards mid lane. Mind control. Caught out a little too far. Miracle's looking at him. Can't do much to help him though. As Moon, he's still in pretty deep. He's got his BKB and Yule Scepter. The rock will drop. And 3 heroes on Ninja Boogie just evaporates. As the Spirit jump forward, there's your defensive Yule Scepter up from Moon. As he can't get anything really off. Spirit side, but no point burning the excess because he's already dead as Nico. Now he's trapped underneath the Skadi trying to kite it out. But Miracle, he's just too big. KP can't outrun this. Mineski just have no movement speed at all, and even Bloodlust stolen by GH. Let's buff up Miracle again.
That's the surprise factor of not knowing there's a Skadi in play. The DP gets caught out, tries to BKB to stay alive, but she's too slow to run away. If you know there's a Skadi there, you instantly have to just turn and fight. You BKB, you ulti, and you take the fight. But they were missing a hero as well in this instance.
They want to keep going. Miracle wants to keep pushing up towards the tier 3 tower. They jump in from behind the arrow, able to connect over on the Ember Spirit with a jump out of the golem. Maybe they can get this quick kill over onto Weeha. They're able to do so. And Team Liquid's push will stop, but they do claim a tier 3 tower already.
Super good for them. Even with this Weeha casualty, they should be very happy with the outcome of these last 2 minutes.
So we have a quick look at that mid-fight once again. Stance over on Mind Control.
See, so they're probably not clicking the Terrorblade right now. Moon should already realize he's getting Scott. I mean, you see the projectiles here. I think at this point, you either BKB and Yule the Terror. I think you BKB, Yule the Terrorblade, and run away. That's got to be the play, right? The Golem has been used. There's no other slow or stun that pierces through BKB. It's the best play that you have. But it's just it's a hard decision to make in the moment because you don't want to waste everything. But I mean, he used it anyway, right? So easy to say from our perspective, but
yeah,
probably misplayed that situation a bit.
We're gonna just lays back in our armchair a little bit more. We had a nice little play as well during the real time. Denied on the mid-tier 1 tower by Miracle's Illusion. As Vineski was surrounding it. So a little bit less gold coming in from Vineski. They do still hold a slight advantage in the net worth, but it was a hell of a lot bigger before that fight mid-push happened. This is what we talked about, right? Miracle, you put your money on him. Liquid know how to play around this. And now you're even going to find a double damage rune. They're going in for Roshan.
Yeah, it's what I was saying, right? Like they have this understanding of timing with Terrorblade. I think when he got the Manta, they got a tower with it. When he got the Skadi, they got this mid-fight, and they even got a tier 3 out of it. So now they're going to have an Aegis.
Coming way too late from Vineski, and there's no way they could really 100% know that Miracle was up to this. Even defensive upheaval being channeled. As the Aegis Immortal into the Terrorblade, this butterfly is going to arrive so quickly too. I need non-stop multicasting. That's it. Any kind of full control. Weeha's going to be the first setup with the follow-up arrow. He's just totally alone here in the mid lane.
Weeha's dying too much, man. Like,
now they TP up towards the top. Moon wants to keep the fight going. KP needs a following stun. Kuro's the closest. Yule Scepter up. They'll drop him down. The rune already grabbed as, well, Warlock tries to keep the run going. He can't do anything. Can't drop the rock because he's already been silenced up. Now Ninja Boogie hits his own paralyzing cast. Raging Potato does not have the stun available, but with the Maledict and the Death Ward, GH Raging Potato just needs to hit the Starfall, and GH will tick out to the Maledict. Nothing will save him. 3 heroes from Liquid, just one after the other, falling like dominoes.
Yeah. As I was saying, there's too many deaths in this Ember Spirit. He's playing a bit too recklessly and keeps getting caught out. This is his 7th death on Ember. Out of 14 kills for the Dire, half of them are on the mid hero on Liquid. That's very rare to see, and just not Weeha's best performance this game. It's...
Now they're going to beat through the towers. KP can bloodlust up the catapults, get any kind of extra quick push.
The upside to all these deaths on Ember is that Terrorblade is not the one dying.
Yeah.
So there's infinite space for Miracle in this game, which Liquid loves to play around, but it is possible to accomplish something similar with less deaths on Ember. I'm not saying he needs to play deathless this game. I think it's hard. You're playing against Moonlight Shadow and a lot of stuns, but you can definitely, play a little bit more passively and try not to get caught this much.
I'm actually wondering too, like, how Meneski starts to do damage towards Miracle. Like, he's finished on the butterfly, he's going in for a BKB next, so you're going to have a hard time hitting your physical damage already, but your magical damage is going to mean almost nothing later on, including the stuns.
Yeah, there is a possible play that they start itemizing against Terrorblade defensively, and they kill his team. Like, they get armor auras, they get ghost scepters.
Just leave him and just kite out.
Yeah, you kind of try to kill his team, because I think going on the Terrorblade just all in is going to fail. There's too much counterplay. There's Stampede, there's a Golem. They're going to buy defensive items too. You reckon there's going to be a Force Staff. Actually, Warlock almost has one. So yeah, they're going to have a Force Staff too. So fighting around and hitting the other heroes instead is probably better. Because Terrorblade is one of those heroes where if you commit and it doesn't work, it's even worse than if you didn't go. Because then he's going to sunder you as well and deal extra damage in the fight. So you got to be really careful how you approach
Very
that.
uncertain about this from Meneski. They don't have Death Prophet with them. Like, they have to defend from inside the base. DP's going to TP back now. Mirana's going to Moonlight Shadow, but Observer and Sentry is already planted. Ragey Potato comes in range. They do see him through the rear. Flies out the arrow. Miracle being caught out. Man, he's just so far forward. They'll push him and crack him down. They only burn the Aegis Immortal. Big abilities being used.
Might stop the push though.
It may.
It's good. It's still good. They take the Aegis, they stop the push. There was 2 minutes left in this Aegis, so Liquid might have been able to use it for a high ground attempt. Ideally, would have loved to maybe find another core hero here and maybe get a good team fight out of it, but this is still a good result. Repels the push, it buys them time. And yeah, I'm curious to see where they go with this. Usually you would see DP go for Aghanims after the Eul Scepter or BKB, but he's not even going for the Ags at this point. He's going to go for the Shiva. Really, really defensive item build against this Terrorblade. And don't blame him for it. It's just lately DP Ags has been very favored by many players. But in this game, he values this armor a lot more. Speaking of armor, Mirana with the Lotus Orb as well. Can remove a Fatal Bonds on one of his allies, can remove the chains.
Can mess with Terrorblade.
And gets armor for himself, can mess with Sunder, very true.
That for me is going to be like one of the biggest things from Team Liquid, because that's what allows them just to overwhelm the fight.
Koro's in a ward.
Eul Scepter up into the arrow. Weeha wants to try and help him out, but there's a quick silence available too. Koro will end up dropping. Ragey can leap himself away. Centaur, yeah, Stampede. One way to get away from the open woundsing lifestealer, but here comes Ragey Potato on mind control. He is just in the middle of nowhere. GH, maybe you can help. Gives him a force. Arrow flies forward and mind control runs east.
A force that flat out saved him. He was dead for sure. He's gonna go.
Oh, he may still be dead.
Don't tell me this is happening.
No, the arrow is off target.
That is okay. I mean, sometimes you go for it, right?
Yeah. Taking out a full creep wave.
It worked.
Worth the threat. These illusions, the Jabuki can't even stand here. Oh, he'll get rid of the Ops and the Sentry that was planted down before. But this is all Miracle needs to do. Like, he's just staying up inside the northern jungle. He's even underneath an Observer and Sentry of Meneski, and like, how do you go on him? If everyone else is far enough away, then maybe you can do it. Moonlight Shadow, you run further forward. Paralyzing cast out. The illusion will work against him. He'll bounce back down with the Paladin. That's how you go on him. He starts with the Lotus Orb. It actually stopped Miracle from getting the life. That's what we're talking about. Mind control. Up stop. Creates more space. Miracle's and almost no life. Moon just wants to finish the job, and they're going to be able to. Ninja Boogie's Maldic pop as the BKB wears off.
Perfect Lotus Orb. Super good.
Maybe they didn't see it. We saw it, because we see everything up here.
Even if he knows it's there, he has to go for the Sunder, right? He's dying, he has to turn, and the Lotus Orb gets cast mid-animation on the Sunder. I'm sure we'll get a replay on this, but yeah, really, really nicely done there.
Nice slow motion replay. As slow as we can make it.
That's the biggest kill of the game. Killing Terrorblade is the same as almost killing his entire team right now in relative value, right? Like, when this guy's down, Liquid have no hope of fighting, so you're going to lose this tower. They might even be able to go high ground because Exorcism is online. They have 30 seconds and a siege creep.
I'll give it a shot.
And they get a bonus kill here.
Here comes your arrow, Kuro. Four staffed up the hill once again. GH trying to help him out and pick up and a throw down. Kuro's still going to be spirit siphoned out.
He's just flat out of position there. There's no reason for him to stay
guys,
behind this tower.
I know you're watching this Liquid versus Neski game, but I want to let you know that Newbie versus LGD is going into game 2. Stream C, we got Secret against Keen. They're still probably going to keep their undefeated streak in this group. And on Stream A, heck of a game, Alliance versus TNC. But we're going to stick around on Stream D for a little bit longer, as I'm sure you want to figure out how Mineski versus Liquid ends on D.
Kind of want to keep an eye on Mind Control because he's not done yet. That Retaliate has done so much damage, but the mid-rank is finally going to fall. BKB from Moon there for defensive Miracle. Actually, Radiant mid-melee racks. He took it out. Moon's health comes back, giving him the extra life. But yeah, he denies the mid-racks out. And man, that's Stampede 4. They're looking for somebody, but everyone's gone from Mineski.
Yeah. That was a huge moment. That's one Terrorblade kill. That's what often will happen in these games where you have one big farmed hero. Yeah, we'll see it here.
That's
so
that Sunder moment again.
Cask, he does get the BKB off in between these stuns and is hoping for it. And pay attention there. Right as the animation comes out, the Lotus gets placed. And Miracle, that Lotus Orb effectively did 2,000 damage. That's what it did. If he doesn't Lotus there, Miracle survives 100%. And yeah, just clutch play and great itemization.
Watch the dot time. It's on the very end as the BKB and the Maledict wears off. Yeah. Like, it's a fraction of a second the difference.
The Crypt Swarm might have connected, but if it didn't, that actually mattered too. He almost got away despite everything that happened.
And one of those great plays of TI. Liquid. 5 heroes smoked up looking for their own initiation. Ragey Potato's got Nimbus. Rony's going to break the smoke on GH as well as Kuro. And the information has been given.
DP has Exorcism again, though. So this fight is actually not as easy as Liquid might be expecting if they haven't kept very close attention to the timing. Little Dragon Boy scouting. Not suspicious at all.
Hey, Kuro should know all about this. He used to
do it.
He's the man that abused the shit out of this.
Oh man, I was on the receiving end of that. That was lame.
It was great. You know, that was when like the Chen Ags came up, right? And you could start grabbing ancient creeps. And...
No, it was when Lifestealer got Infest.
Yeah.
I think Infest was... when was it Lifestealer got that skill? It wasn't Dota 2, right?
No, it was in Dota 2. Like, it was when he could start infesting ancients, though.
Yes.
That's when it started to change. Like, he could infest neutrals, but he could never do ancients.
Yeah, and then suddenly he could, and people would go Radiance and infest the dragon.
Yeah, you run him as support. I think that was all.
Yeah, you just have this magic immune dragon flying around with Radiance on. Hard to deal with. The Fireball, of course.
Yeah, actually, didn't they nerf the Fireball? Like that was how they tried to balance that.
I don't think the spell has ever been nerfed. It could be. I'm not sure. When you think about how a lot of things change in Dota, some of the things that have been changed the absolute least is the spell casting of neutrals. Like the spells that they have, you know, they've been changed a bit once in a while. Like the Harpy Lightning got nerfed a bit for Chen, or you know the aura of the Mana Troll got improved or whatnot. But over the course of how many years have we had this game now? 9. There's been very few neutral creep changes relative to heroes and relative to, you know, even changes to Roshan.
That's actually always the deceiving thing. Like, just because we're at TI 9 doesn't mean like it's been alive. It's actually 8 years of Dota.
True. 8, yes.
Yeah. It's of Dota 2. Obviously, we've had 15, 16 years of Dota.
Big item alert. Terrorblade getting the MKB. Key item against Lifestealer. He has Evasion, Talent, and Radiance.
They just need a good opening. GH going to start it off, link him up, push him back down again. Mind Control, baiting out the hooks multiple times, but now Eversberg dead.
Oh my God!
That's your proper ding-ding. Mind Control, forced off him out, goes and finds some time, but the cask actually follows him. I think he was going to die anyway, even if it didn't follow him the whole way, but my God, he has just been reminded of the lucky Dark Ogre.
Kind of cocky, doesn't BKB. I don't know if he didn't have vision of the Ogre, but he flat out just took a risk if he did. If he knew that Ogre was there, I think you have to BKB if you want to commit for this play. I like the idea of lifting this Lifestealer into a potential Terrorblade fight, but it wasn't what happened. So this move just didn't make too much sense. Probably get a Roshan.
They'll 100% get it. It's going to take way too long for Ember to come out. So this Roshan belongs to them.
You give the Aegis to Lifestealer and choose to DP. This is really big. Aegis on Lifestealer against Terrorblade is a massive advantage because you probably buy yourself time to get a secondary rage with the Aegis, and the Death Prophet having cheese can outlast Terrorblade and kill his illusions with the Shiva's Guard and with the Exorcism running. Can manage well in BKB.
You know, the funny thing is, for this whole fight, like, this Observer Ward, like, the movement that's been happening over the last, like, 3-4 minutes has all been scouted out by Team Liquid that ward. And Mineski put down 3 sentries, so they feel very comfortable that they weren't being watched.
Yeah.
And that still ended up happening the way it did.
But, yeah, it's on Liquid to take better advantage of it.
Yeah.
If you have
Liquid are
this
gonna try and do
vision advantage,
something.
this is not how things should go.
They're wrapping around the east, coming up through the river.
No Exorcism. This fight could be really good for Liquid if Terrorblade gets to do whatever he wants. And right now it looks possible.
Spirit jump forward, looking for Ninja Boogie, trying to fist it out. Quick line shadow, but we have with the BKB. They've already killed off the Witch Doctor. Buybacks are available. They're coming out towards the shrines as Moon keeps these supports under control with the Spirit Scythe. And Nico's trying to do the best he can, but Miracle, he's the beast. He's the man to watch. Try and bring down Nico, able to do so through the Aegis Immortal. But Maledict is over on Terrorblade. Sun is available, but the Sun just keeps on going. Miracle, he'll steal the life. And Weeha, he's able to help to get the revenge kill out, but then you've still got more damage coming the way from Mineski. Terrorblade is finally brought down. They'll get rid of the Golem too. Buybacks were just available. GH is on the run. He'll begin his own TP out underneath the Dire Sentry. Well, does anyone get there in time? They don't, even with the TP back to the Tier 3 tower. But Miracle dead without buyback available. This is Mineski's time to go.
You know what's funny about this fight? The one fight that Miracle sunders Weeha is the one who survives. Like, dude, you're gonna die anyway, so I'm just gonna sunder you and take your health away if he doesn't die. No, that's just, yeah. It just flat out has not really been Weeha's game. There's been multiple deaths. That engage though was pretty good. I think the idea was good. I think the execution was all right.
You can have a look at it again.
They're just unfavored to a quite large extent here. So we see this jump in from Weeha. He gets the BKB off instantly and gets the kill. They try to snowball off of it, but they're a little bit short on damage because they're fighting 2 or 3 different fights. You see 2 heroes get zoned off by the DP. Terrorblade can't really bring down the Ogre. He gets the lifesteal, but he's the Aegis. And when the BKB of Terrorblade expires, it starts getting really easy. The Sunder here, it's a good Sunder. I feel like if he tried to turn around for Ogre got Lotus, right? Or was it? Yeah, he got Lotus, so that wouldn't have worked. Back in real time, though.
Yeah, we're
high ground time.
Pushing into the Tier 3. Moon will burn up the Exorcism. Remember, they've still got the cheeses over on the Lifestealer now. They got passed off Moon. As Hoof Stomp from Mind Control comes in, but then Lotus Orb, stun yourself back, KP. The Tier 3 tower is just being ripped apart. Man, rooted forever, Nico.
Stolen Maledict.
Oh, God.
I'm not sure he realized.
DP needs to use. He needs a BKB. He needs to do something right now. Moon, he'll turn in silence. That'll do something. Mind Control still running away from all the ghouls. He'll be able to survive through this. As Nico munches on the cheese, turns back into Weeha. Miracle, he's got Sunder, putting Nico back. Nothing. Spirit jumps forward. No, he put 2 down, but it's all too late. Mind Control, he misses stun. The concoction, it was still there. He actually got hit by the bouncing coconut. As Weeha, the Crypt Swarm and the Spirit Siphon kills him off. Buyback is available for him, but not for Mind Control. Mineski will want to claim their second lead of frags. They can't go for more, however. The Stolen Maledict once again over on Moon. The KP, the never-ending multicast into Kuro, and the Hex on Terrorblade. They can't fall for the stun into the back lines. It's Weeha trying to cause some problems, but then another multicast stun. 3 in a row. Weeha will go down. Terrorblade set up towards the air. The perfect arrow. Thunder is available. He'll need to trigger it right now. Force Staff can't buy any kind of time or space. That may just be the game right there. Dead for 80 seconds. They'll go for the Tier 4 towers. And Mineski, they have pushed Liquid down and down. They're faced up against Miracle's Terrorblade. And they've come out with a huge smile on their face. Maybe a little bit too overconfident. The Friendship Tear is going to come under the fountain, but it won't matter. This game's Mineski's. GG.
That went sour real quick. So, Mineski, this is kind of... In a way, it's kind of similar to, not fully similar, but the game we had with Keen versus Mineski yesterday, where Keen destroyed them in lanes, then Mineski kind of came back, and then Keen cleaned it out. It felt like the same game, but just with the side swap, that Mineski had a huge advantage out of the laning stage. They dropped the ball a little bit, Terrorblade gets a game, and then one big fight, and everything is just back on track.
It feels like one big item is when that Lotus Orb arrived.
The Lotus play was the game-winning play.
Like, it just arrives, and then it's like, well, what do I do as a Terrorblade? And that's why it's like, bro, I just have to go for Wii. I gotta go for my undercore and take his life, because I at least know he won't be Lotus Orbed.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one upside.
the other way of, I mean, you should also consider the way this whole fight breaks out, where they get the huge Lotus play. What starts it all is that Miracle's a bit out of position. Like, his teammates weren't really close enough by. He was farming aggressively in the enemy jungle, and they took the advantage of the situation and got a jump out of it. If you're a little bit, like, when Liquid play their best, these situations don't happen.
Yeah.
Like, the team is nearby, or they're a little bit more coordinated with vision, or just overall map movements.
Yeah, like you have something.
You got to clean this up.
You have something like a Warlock, right? Like everything is normally meant to be together. His Rock is up, his Fatal Bonds is there. You live in a world of fear, but we never had the damage output he was going for.
Terrorblade not able to bring Liquid success in that Game 1 versus Mineski on Stream D. Gonna keep moving around here on the multicast though. Stream C, if you're wondering what's gonna happen next, Secret versus Keen Game 2. Secret taking Game 1, completing, or rather continuing their undefeated streak in this group. On Stream D, we got Game 2 of LGD versus Newbie. LGD taking Game 1. But we're gonna go on over to Stream A, where things are getting quite spicy. It's TNC versus Alliance on Stream A.
They don't have Sven now. No buyback, 80 seconds. TNC looking to go high ground and shut down Alliance here in this game number 1. Feeling like we're already going the distance.
Nikkei is going to have shock and low hero damage this game, I think.
Gabby, he's taking a lot of damage there. They didn't hit the chain and they pull him back in. Ice Blast though, it's going to land on a 4. It's not enough. It's not enough. TNC, they take down the Timbersaw. No buyback. The arrow is going to connect onto this Death Prophet as well, trying to push her back in. That's the Aegis popped already for this Queen of Pain, but they're going to have the fear if they want to jump in for this. The BKB just forced to be popped for the Death Prophet as Gabby keeping his eyes on the prize. Going to take down this Tier 3 tower in just a second. And Dota Plus win probability swinging back the other direction. TNC are doing it, ladies and
They have the
gentlemen.
buyback on Sven. It was a timer issue. He had the gold.
Okay, chase, trying to run away, no BKB. And the arrow actually hit onto Sven as he was trying to move out. Arrow hits Mikkei. Just a random triple arrow. But they got the tower.
And 4 bounty runs as well at 50 minutes here, too. Yeah, so that's going to be a lot over there. 125 each per bounty run. Oh, actually, it's 140 there, too.
Goodness. So 32,000 net worth lead. And you look at how much they've gotten from the bounties. It was just under 5,000 for Alliance and something like 12K for TNC.
It felt like in that mid game when Alliance should have been stronger, they basically just ran into these fights that just looked like way too hard for them. Not even way too hard for them. They just made mistakes. What were you saying?
Yeah. Well, it was actually 16,000 bounty runes for TNC. Like, they've just been able to control the map total for the entire game.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's insane. Well, good Yule Scepter precast. Able to interrupt it with Cuckoo, but the BKB is out, and they found their man. It is the tree. It's caught to the side, and this Bristleback dealing so much damage right now from Gabby. He's up to plus 500 yet again, ready to just beat into anybody that steps to him. They've already killed off the tree. The Timbersaw's coming back soon, but it's not feeling like it's soon enough. They find themselves another catch here. The Fire Blast on to this Death Prophet. Gabby forcing them back into the fountain, ready to start beating into her face. Sonic Wave out again. That's the Aghanim Sonic Wave. Armel jumps in. It's a buyback coming. Mikkei trying to heal back up so he can go in for another round. But Timbersaw is dead again as soon as he respawns. And it's going to be a second lane of racks. And this game becomes even harder. Another round of 4 staffs, more leaps away. They have another arrow in a second. It connects onto the Death Prophet. It's so hard to dodge away from the triple arrow. Gabby goes in, finishes off an Abyssal Blade now. He's ready to party, and GG is called as TNC take down Alliance in fabulous fashion.
So well played in mid-game team fights. I mean, that's the thing, too. These guys that playing together for so long, we used to always call them scrappy. That was the thing, you know. We always said that they're just like a little bit out there in terms of like macro movements and stuff, and it felt like maybe they got like a little bit lost in the plans, but there was one thing these guys were always very good at. It was team fighting together as a squad, as well as like going super aggro and just like going constantly for kills and everything. And I think that showed there, right? The 4 staffs and the Yule Scepter synergy, like you could not get any better than that in terms of the utilization during those mid-game fights. And they just picked apart Alliance in these fights that, like, Mikkei and Koikva, when they were at their strongest, did virtually nothing.
Yes.
Like, that was pretty painful to watch.
In comparison, again, you look at the damage that these heroes dealt. Mikkei was the 3rd lowest damage in the game as the position 1 carry.
Yeah, that's your problem. He had
it
3K
can't
more
happen.
damage than a Tree Protector.
It can't happen.
I mean, I knew it was going to be shockingly low. I didn't know it was going to be that low.
Really low. Yeah.
Jeez. The only people below him are Ogre and Treant.
Yes.
That's a problem.
I mean, but that's part of, again,
I mean, that's what they
the
built,
Force
right?
Staffs,
That's the Yules, the Force Staffs, that's the kiting.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what was their... It's not like they had Lasso. You know? Like, if you looked at this lineup and you're like, oh, man, how are they going to, like, stop this Sven during BKB?
Yeah.
But Cuckoo got him almost every time. Got grabbed inside these fights. They picked off Boxy the same way. And the Tricore, I guess it's kind of everybody. I don't want to flame anybody in particular. I just want to flame them all.
Well, I guess the other thing, too, about it is, wasn't it a Sven first pick overall?
Well, not overall.
Right.
It was
okay,
Ogre,
second.
right? It was Ogre into Sven and AA.
Right.
And then back for the Mirana.
But I think that's part of the problem, right? Is that the only hero that was getting killed over and over again was the Ogre, which was the first pick. So it's like all of the rest of them were heroes that just don't get damaged by
My
Sven.
boy Lyrical looking like he should be smoking a corncob pipe in that outfit. Really fresh, but TNC versus Alliance even fresher. TNC coming out on top on game 1. It's the multicast. My name's Tsunami. But I only got one game for you going on right now. It's on Stream B. Just to let you know what'll be coming up elsewhere, though. Stream C, like I told you earlier, it's game 2, Secret versus Keen. And don't worry, we will pop back in to Liquid versus Mineski on Stream D whenever that gets cracking. But for right now, enjoy some 4-position MSS Invoker in Newbie versus LGD on Stream B.
Looking too intent to get aggressive down bottom right now, but they've just finished off a Yule Scepter on Leshrac, who can very easily rotate down to this bottom lane. And then we'll see them look to group up to take a fight. Army with a Midas, he's just going to keep on farming. Midas Maelstrom, the build he's got queued up.
He has full Mjolnir queued up, but he's gonna get probably BKB right after Maelstrom, so he can take a fight. So whenever Chinese teams play Faceless Void, it's either Maelstrom, Mask of Madness, and then straight into BKB.
Smoke up on the high ground. That one not scouted by the Radiant. Somnus is very scary with this potential Yule's initiation. Who's he going to find here? CCNC could be the target with the home missiles there. Somnus does not want to follow this up as a result. Stampede being popped now as well. He looks to go in for the hoof stomp. Can't find a good target. Charles has lost all his mana. They've killed Pylite Eye, but that's just a Crystal Maiden Army. He rocks up to the fight with his Midas. He's got a lot of attack speed inside this Chronosphere. The Earth Splitter is there to combo it in CCNC. No BKB, no way out. He dies. The buybacks kicking in from both sides, Rooming and CM. Using these buybacks to try and take this fight. Yuar has come to this one with the God's Ring. One more stun. He's going to get Arme. Big kill for Yuar. Showing up to a fight, but unfortunately for him, the Yule Scepter with the chain stuns. Is this going to be enough to bring him down? It sure as hell looks like it. This Leshrac's magic damage, just too damn heavy. The lift onto MSS going to pull him in nice and close. They've got the sentries and the dust for the Ghost Walk. MSS, he's still fairly fast with the Wex movement speed. He jukes the stomp, and it looks like he might survive. FY, he's stolen stun though. And that nuke damage brings him down.
Yeah, FY bought back in that fight, got 2 kills right after, exactly what he needed. I think they could have saved the Faceless Void if the Lashrac used just a tiny bit earlier that Yule Scepter and Pylite die again.
Slowed up, he shouldn't have any escape. Easy kill as well as the T1 tower. Pylite, I think, just a bit stuck there. Didn't have a TP. He pulled back, it was a dieback, but he pulled back and TP'd into that fight, I assume. And as a result, he was a bit trapped. So it is going to be PSG LGD coming out slightly on top of that fight. Both teams losing some big heroes. The Void goes down, as does the Sven, though. Carries dropping. It's the Leshrac, though, who, to me, is the real winner of that fight, since all the other, like, mids carries died. He's level 14.5 now, and suddenly has 1,200 gold on top of that Yule Scepter. And he queues up a BKB, I think, recognizing that the magic damage this game is what's going to be the end of him.
I'm wondering what talent he's going to pick up on level 15. Like 15 strength is tempting, but most of the lashes go for movement speed because you have a Yule Scepter anyway, you get Route of Travel after, and then you're just zooming in a team fight.
Yep. All that bonus movement speed can feel really nice when you stack it together.
But this kind of a build, just Yule Scepter into BKB, he's going to run into mana problems.
Here you come. Newbie, they're smoked up. CCNC coming in from behind. They're going to run into X-Nova, perhaps. CCNC ignores Xnobi. He's going for the bigger fish, but the stun is there from the Stormhammer, followed up by a Split Earth, potentially. CCNC in all sorts of trouble. He desperately needs a BKB, but he's still so far away from one, and they've instantly killed off CCNC, and then Pilot Eye followed up death to the Split Earth as the stolen freezing field.
I think they're going to maybe deal some damage to the tier 3s. Oh, Blink. He actually forgot to blink.
The headball. Yeah, he knows. Straight out of the old Looney Tunes playbook there. Not quite what I was hoping for, but it's a one fight and a tier 2 tower without Void even being needed. Void's just sitting mid lane farming with his Midas, and they'll happily take that trade.
Sven's still on top of net worth, getting closer to his BKB. And Lash just bought Boot of Travel, went for that movement speed talent, 500. With this kind of a build, it's more greedy, getting a Boot of Travel at this point, but you can have full mana. And the Boot of Travel will pay off in 5 to 10 minutes.
It just feels so nice with this movement speed playing against heroes like Gyrocopter that want to get nice and close. Even Sven, it allows you to position and kite so much better in these fights. If they get on top of you, you can just outrun them. You've got a full 100 movement speed advantage over Sven and a 50, 60 movement speed advantage over the Gyrocopter.
What do you think about Invoker position 4, at least in this game?
It kind of looked okay in the lane stage, like as far as dealing with ET, but at the same time, it's felt a little underwhelming.
Oh, he just ran into them. They're going to plop a dust.
They're going to be time walk forward aggressively. It's coming up soon. Charging on forward. Instead, CCNC down bottom. He just got destroyed by the Leshrac ET, and looks like
zoning ET
just dying one by one. He's zone sneaking towards the mid lane. Chalice blinks away as well. You up the Godstring for that one. They're just chasing more. Godstring being used. Newbie, they're on the back foot here. They're going to, barely dodge the Echo Stomp there as Somnus was hoping to find another kill.
Phase Boots on position 5, Elder Titan. I would not mind seeing him getting Wind Lace on top of that.
All the movement speed items.
Yeah.
Full stuff queued up for now, but things starting to slip away quickly for Newbie. PSG LGD are playing some very crisp, clean Dota here. Definitely a team that has kind of quietly come into this international. Not really talked about as one of the favorites, but definitely after they run last year, they're coming back, playing with the same roster, and have had just a solid year. They convincingly, easily qualified for TI fairly early on, and seeing them at the top of TI would not be out of
We
the
didn't
realm of
talk too much
possibility.
about LGD, what their chances are of winning this whole thing, but I think everyone would expect them to be a top contender for sure.
Yeah. There are certain teams you look at and you're like, yeah, that's a team that's going to win championships. The way, you look at, that's like Liquid in the past, OG, VP, Secret. That's what you say when you see LGD and VG Gaming as far as the Chinese teams go. It wouldn't be a surprise or a shock if LGD won a TI.
Not at all.
Big fight breaking out here. They're going to take out the ET to start the fight off. It is the Zen BKB timing, but Chalice with the Stampede trying to kite this one. He's got the pipe here. He's going to pop it on himself. He's got no backup quite in range just yet. FY Stormhammer is dodged by UR. Nicely played here, but it's a very tanky Centaur stun still. As he does get off the Hoof Stomp. Fire Blast is there. Void comes in, drops the Chronosphere, catches up 2, wants to go for UR. It looks like they need the Leshrac damage. The Split Earth follows up the Chronosphere, the stolen Stormhammer as well, but Leshrac doesn't have the damage to kill for UR. He's just too tanky. And they're being forced back, and Newbie, they're charging forward. They want more kills. Somnus is being chased down by a homing missile. He's going to need to...
speedy.
Yeah, he's got the Yules as well. Does he pop it? No, he's just going to take the stun. Whoa. Ame. He's in deep. He's surrounded by the entire enemy team. He's been taken out. ET's now being tornadoed up as well, and Nubia winning this fight. UR with the God Strength is just cleaning up, and Pilot Eye gets a double kill on the end.
What could
Really
have
good
been
fight.
only one kill for Newbie turned out to be extremely good for them because they could just left Elder Titan there. He's position 5. Sven used BKB to kill him. They're kind of hesitating whether they want to take a fight or not. It's one of those, we're going to follow our teammate into that.
Well, one by one, they
fell down there, and I think for LGD, you've kind of got to settle things down a bit, play around what is very likely going to be BKB timings. Lestrik has one queued up. Void doesn't have one queued up just yet. He's finishing the Mjolnir, but you got to imagine it's probably the item to come afterwards, because against these newbie heroes, BKB is going to be the name of the game.
He desperately needs that BKB on Faceless Void.
So this found one of the enemy jungle, but has hit level 18. Bloodstone completed, so he's getting even tankier, a lot more health to play around with now as well.
At one point, whole newbie's jungle was warded. Now they only have one observer ward in the base, which reveals the items that Courier is bringing, any smokes from the base.
Newbie looking to keep fighting with this BKB on Sven now. I think was this a Blink Dagger now as well? Yeah, he's got BKB and Blink.
It's go time. They just need to outpush a mid lane a little bit, and the Invoker just used Meteor to push it out. Also top lane is being pushed in, so they need to do something about it. Double BKB. It's go time for Newbie.
Fight. As far as answers to BKB go, LG have got the Chronosphere, but they haven't got the best damage in Chronosphere if they're BKB. More likely than not, they're just looking to disengage using Stampede as far as playing into BKBs go. Now Newbie smoked up. FY, he's got Blink Dagger. He's going to pop the smoke and then blink away instantly. You are trying to charge forward, and then even goes for a blink to follow, but will not catch FY. So good positioning from FY's Ruby.
And then it's going to be their last smoke inside of Newbie. I'm not sure if they have any in shop left, but it's going to be hard to approach a team fight with just going around, especially with ET scouting things out with the Spirit.
They may look to just use this Ghost Walking Invoker, kind of like as a Nyx Assassin, as this scouting tool. It feels like MSS's job is just to run around the map and try to find some pickups for the team, or at least get info. Definitely what we're seeing a little bit. Centaur. A lot of enemy heroes. He's going for an extra creep or two. He needs to be careful. He needs to blink now. Blinks out to the high ground. FY, though, he does not have to blink out. He's going to get picked off. Dead for 70 seconds as well.
They're trying to go for a Roche, even though it's really scary. Getting Roche against Elder Titan and Faceless Void. So can they chase more? Oh, well, now it's Roche time. Sven popped the God Strength.
Lestrik is forcing Hero's bottom, though. He split pushed a little bit, forced the CM as well as the Invoker to rotate in, but those are not heroes they need to kill Roshan. Ignite from Roshan into the neutral camps. That
they should know something is up.
Yeah. Where the hell's that Ignite coming from? But they know something's up too late. Roche already dropping. They're going to be too late for this one. And Somnus may be in trouble now. He gets stunned up by the Stormhammer. He holds onto the Yule Scepter. Doesn't dodge. He's still doing a lot of AoE damage. Satan getting brought fairly low. As is the Gyrocopter. The Gyrocopter pops the BKB, though. He's caught outside the Chronosphere, doing what damage he can with the Chronosphere. Takes up both Sven and Ogre, and CCNC in some trouble. He may have an Aegis, but that BKB's now worn off, and Somnus, he's chasing him down.
Oh, he was hesitating with a stun, but Track will connect. He's done.
He'll have a stun now. MSS, what can he do? Can he hit a tornado? Looks like he's going to go for the cold snap instead. Helps out CCNC. Now the buybacks come in. The Sven buys back as the TP to the tier 2 tower. Blinks in as well. They're saving CCNC, and Somnus in all kinds of trouble now. Cold snap has one off. Chalice goes blinking in forward to try to help his buddy out. They've lost CM though. And Ame is just so scary in the front lines with this Mjolnir. He just goes launching in forward, looking for MSS. Doesn't get the first hit bash though. As a result, he gets forced back. Has got the Time Walk cooldown.
That was a buyback from Yavar. He didn't even have ulti. He just wanted to save the gyro. I'm pretty sure that's not worth it for them, because they didn't get any kills out of that.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to get the kills there. They weren't just hoping to save his life, but the SGLD did a really good job disengaging. Now following that one up, they march forward, they group up. They have no Chronosphere for 45 seconds on the PSG-LGD side, but it does look like they're going to stall this game out until their BKBs come up. Both BKBs nearing completion. 600 gold for Somnus and about 1,000 gold needed for Ame.
At this point, Gyro doesn't deal that much physical damage at all with the item build that he went for, so Sven will need to address these BKB carriers.
Even the Sven, I feel like his physical damage is obviously significant, but it's not incredible. Like, he hasn't got that follow-up item. It's BKB Blink, and that's where he's still at. Needs that crit of sorts. Enemy jungle, highlight eye, caught out. Tornado is there, but they've got the follow-up damage. Now 19 Bloodstone charges on Leshrac.
And that's a BKB for him. He can TP back with the BOTs.
That's just that.
They're waiting for Faces with the BKB. He also just hit level 20, cast range, time walk, on level 15. Also needs to use that massive Pidus. There he goes.
Phew. Disgraceful. Just doing what we can to push our lanes. 2 points in the Exort, so not the scariest or high-level Invoker just yet, but we will see that Invoker transition into the Axe Scepter and try to get some more levels to truly scale into that late-game Invoker that we all know and love. So up top, just want to get what farm he can as well to work towards his next time. There we go, has the Crystallis queued up, so... Did have a Bloodthorn queued up earlier. We'll see just... Looks like the crit stick. And then he can figure out if he wants to go Daedalus or Bloodthorn.
Smoke from LGD. See what they can do with it.
Teams playing around each other, though. I see a big team fight breaking out. They see Pilot Eye now. He's dewarding. Not the ideal target to go for, but they may just take the CM. Quick, easy kill. Stolen.
Easy Bloodstone charge.
Yeah.
Now they're going to take probably 2 towers on this side. Might even continue. Try to threaten a high ground a little bit with the Edict. Centaur double damage. Also building some retaliate stack charges.
I think you're a newbie. You're just looking to shove out these other lanes. MSS.
Yeah, this is the thing that I mentioned in the previous series. Safe lane towers are not dying. See tier 1 on the bottom still standing, and they just killed the tier 1 tower on top.
29 minutes in. Safe lane tier 1 tower goes down as Somnus leads the charge with the Edict. They get not just 1 but 2 towers, so a good chunk of gold and map control taken away from Newbie. PSG LGD perhaps going to be lining off next Roshan here. It's not going to be respawning for quite some time as they look to play around some of these new item timings. Chalice has a Load Assault picked up now. FY looking to build towards an Axe Scepter. The double BKBs is really the scary timing for where we're at right now. You don't feel good as a full position Invoker, like you can do a whole lot when these BKBs kick in.
Smoke. This is being pinged out. They know something is up. I think he just scouted him with the Spirit.
In goes UR, but the BKB is popped just to dodge the Storm, having to stop UR from doing a whole lot. UR needs the BKB himself. He does BKB, but he's caught inside a Chronosphere. Have they got the damage to kill him off? The Earth Splitter follow-up is there. Brings 2 in, nice and close. UR blocks a lot of the damage with his BKB, but the right clicks, CC and UR both so incredibly low. UR trying to juke into the trees. He's going to just turn and fight. He actually turns to kill. Ame goes down. X-Nova with the stomp keeps the CM in place, stopping the freezing field from coming in, and UR just TPs on out. Nice tornado disengage. Ame got deleted. CM will go down, but Newbie have a decent team fight.
Everyone was so low, but they could not manage to bring them down. Also, CCNC, deep into Shrine. He's going to pick up 2 bounty runes for his team.
Scans it to be sure he's safe, but oh, needs to be careful. Oh no. CCNC, he thought he was safe after using the scan. Somnus is going to look to go for this one. He uses the Bloodstone just to heal himself up a little bit. The Ogre not stunning immediately. There's going to be a Sunstrike, but it's just not a whole lot of damage. It looks like they will barely save CCNC as Somnus does end up going down. UR rotates in himself with the BKBs on cooldown. There was no defensive play for Leshrac to make. Are they going to try and kill Chalice here? He's very, very tanky. Stolen freezing field from FY on the backlines here, but he gets stunned and that gets cancelled, and PSG LGD are just dying 1 by 1. They're being outplayed by Newbie.
Newbie, what seemed to be a really bad engagement. Sven blinks in, uses a stun on Leshrac, who just pops a BKB and then uses Edict to deal some of the damage. I think they could have just backed off there. Now Sven's going to take the tower on the bottom lane. Free tier 1.
He's got that Solar Crest buff as well. Such a key item to have on these utility heroes. Buffing up your carry with Solar Crest is just such a nice improvement to have.
The thing you don't notice is how much damage Ogre deals in a team fight because of the attack speed that he has from Bloodlust, Hand of Midas, and he went for damage talent.
Plus 100 damage.
But you do not want to focus Ogre in a team fight. He's so tanky. He has a Solar Crest and Pipe. So he just stands there and hits people.
PSG LGD will be kicking themselves a bit about that last team fight. It feels like they were the ones that chased for the kills and ultimately got baited in because of how low both Sven and Jarrow were. But the BKB is being used, stopping all that damage inside the Chronosphere. Not just the spell damage of the Lashrak, but even stuff like Time Lock damage being magical.
Sven is not the target that they want to focus, especially if he pops a BKB.
Yeah.
Just kill the others and try to kite around the Sven.
Even all the bonus strength from God Strength make him so incredibly tanky there. Things will settle down and we're back to a fairly even game. A roller coaster of a graph, as we can see here. The net worth only just under a 2k gold lead. Oh, even lower now. It's a 1k gold lead for LGD. Things not going quite according to plan. I'll look to maybe drag the game. If it goes late game, Void, well, 25 Void with a lot of items, I do feel like the Sven's going to have issues keeping up and being kited around with that BKB getting down to 5 seconds. You've got to worry about what you are going to do in team fight. But for now, still an 8-second BKB.
Yeah, both carries on Newbie will fall off if this game goes past the 50-60 minute mark.
That is definitely the big concern. Lashrak can be very happy the longer this game goes when those BKBs get shorter. Even heroes like Centaur can be such a beast in the late game.
And it's really pain in the ass to play against Lashrak, who's level 25 with the Edict damage and Boots of Travel. Lashrak also bought the book for himself to get him closer to that 25. Void. He's going to have enough money soon to buy a full Lincoln's.
I hear a gem being dropped somewhere. Yeah, Centaur's got a gem now. Says TP on out. Don't want to get caught there. Blink Void has the money for the Lincolns now if he wants to give up his buyback. And there we go. Next Roshan. Respawning any time. It will be a minute and 20 seconds from now. Something we know, but the teams do not. We'll be posturing around this Roshan pick constantly. Forge Spirits, summons being used to scout it out.
This Lotus Orb is doing so much work removing the stuns. It's great against Jarrod to echo the rocket back, also removing the Spirit Vessel. Girl almost has enough money to buy a full Hex. Multicast a Hex in a team fight.
Sounds pretty damn nice to me.
Sounds like we're about to see some Ice Frog dropped in the chat.
He's picked it up. Full Hex completed. Remember the GPM talent? We did see that one Ogre go for cast range, and often it's, you get to this late game stage and you kind of wish you maybe had that cast range, but early on GPM is just so good. You would not have that Hex by now if not for the GPM.
Roche will respawn in 5 seconds. They're scouting it out. Also, there's a Force Spirit inside.
I've seen Dire scouting out with that Astral Spirit a little bit. Roche will respawn. Pings come out. That's the plan. Neither team can really easily commit to it unless they know exactly where their opponents are. But both teams will be looking to win a team fight around this Roshan pit so they can follow up by taking out Roshan and grabbing that Aegis. Here we go. Leshak has hit level 25. Edict, explosion damage.
Somnus knows something is up.
For a blind dust.
Walker was scouting
The blind dust misses, but guess what? It caught me. I'm Tsunami, and I'm here with the multicast. Quick update on what's going down on the other stream. Stream A, It's Alliance versus TNC. They're wrapping up their draft. Stream C, Keen Gaming versus Secret. Secret complete. Well, I always keep watching that. Continuing their undefeated streak. And on Stream D, what we were watching earlier, it's Liquid versus Mineski. We'll go to that afterwards. For right now, we're going to stick around on Newbie versus LGD on Stream B.
And I imagine he's taking the Tome of Knowledge at 40 minutes. He's probably the most... Gyro's, I mean, level 25 home missiles is nice, but it's not that crazy. Invoker hitting level 20 seems like the big timing where they get a whole lot scarier.
I want to see that Hex multicasted in a team fight. Just hacks the whole team.
Both teams keeping away from one another. Heading into late game Lacoste. This is the stage
This is what we want to see, right?
I mean, crazy late game Dota. An Ogre with a Hex is definitely one of those crazy late game things. Roshan, only Rosh number 2, so no Ags, no refreshes just yet. Quite the crazy late game stage until those refreshes and Ags come in. But PSG LGD, they're looking to get to that late game point. They're trying to smoke up, see what they can do to catch them by surprise. They scan this area so they know if they can kind of make their move on in. They're going to maybe catch Newbie by surprise. They're coming in, flanking them from behind. Newbie themselves is smoked up around this Roshan pit. Here comes Chalice. Can he get a good stun to lead things off here?
Oh, wrong way.
They're kind of camping out this top lane. They see the forward spirit around mid. I think they have an idea of where this Invoker might be. Do they see anyone? They have no vision in this mid lane. They will see them coming towards them soon. Ami is on the high ground here. They get the blink stun, they initiate it, they're going to go in the Invoker. This is such a big kill to get. He's got buyback, instantly uses it. Pilot Eye gets jumped by the Void. He pops the BKB as well. Chronosphere could be used, catches out 2, locks him down to the BKB. Centaur War Run, he's very tanky. He's getting down nice and low. Has got the Solar Crest to keep him alive. He gets off another Hoofstop though, and with Somnus' magic damage, they're just shredding apart Newbie. The BKBs are 4 not the Chaos Beam. Deafening Blood, MSS, his Invoker with the Freezing Field. So much damage coming out. Leshrik's getting low. He's trying to nuke his way through this one. He hasn't quite got the damage. They kill off the Gyro ever so slightly. Just there was FY. And PSG LGD themselves going to start committing buybacks. The Void does not have one though. He's dead in this fight, dead for 90 seconds. FY dead as well. Chalice, he's getting down low. CCC's buyback is going to be just enough to kill him off. And
That's
it's
a dieback
Newbie
from Chalice.
dying back on Chalice.
They're going to pop the shrine and they should instantly go into Roche Pit because Sven bought back into the fight. He wants that Aegis. Even though Sven is not the best Aegis carrier. 1, 2, 3 buybacks on side of 4 actually. Also CCNC bought back. I think CCNC is going to pick up the Aegis instead. These transformation heroes are not
Newbie.
the best Aegis carriers.
And it was, what, 2 buybacks on PSG LGD, but the problem was
They even
PSG
caught the Leshrac on bottom. BKB 1 second.
He's going to go for the TP out. That may bought them time to contest Roshan. No. Roche easily claimed. Aegis cheese. H on CCNC. What a big team fight to win if you're Newbie. Having those buybacks made all the difference. In PSG LGD, they committed in hard, knowing that they kill off the Invoker. But Newbie, it's so important to have buyback around these Roshan fights because often you have to throw away your lives and basically kind of have a calculated feed to win your team a fight. That's exactly what ended up happening for Newbie. Whereas Void, Rubik, these
He
heroes
did not
didn't
have a buyback. Yeah, Faceless Void went all in with the items, bought the Eagle Song, still has that head of Midas. Even with the backtrack, they managed to bring him down.
Buybacks is the name of the game. That's what won the fight for Newbie. That Invoker came back in and did so much damage.
And the Invoker just bought the dome.
There we go.
That's going to get him to level 20.
Cataclysm.
BKB on Ogre, getting closer to level 25 as well.
There's a dieback from center as well in that team fight, so he's still respawning.
No one has a buyback at this point besides Elder Titan.
I guess Void is kind of close theoretically, farms a little bit more gold, but he also made someone buy his butterfly. See what he opts for. Newbie look to break high ground or anything while they've got his Aegis. Wait and see. Someone's snagged that one. Picks up the Soul Booster, so looking for that Octarine Core.
He does not have a buyback, so he's going all in on the items.
Makes sense. Made up by a gem, knowing how important this vision control is going to be.
Elder Titan still keeping his gem. If they get a good Earth Splitter and the Chrono on multiple heroes, I still think LGD can win this fight easily, but they need to wait for Aegis to be gone.
And if they wait for Aegis to be gone, there's going to be this couple-minute windows where there's no Aegis and there's no buyback. Both newbie carries bought back in that fight. So even though newbie walk away with Aegis and Cheese and perhaps feel like they won that fight, they had to commit so many buybacks that...
They just need to drag the game post Aegis, because Faceless Void will have a buyback and he's going to have this big item.
If he can have, Butterfly plus buyback and then you wait out the Aegis, it is PSG LGD who have this kind of... slightly scarier looking late game, I've got to say. But we're going to get there. We're at 42 minutes. We are in the late game, but there's that kind of late game, and then there's the real late game, which is where Acceptors, refreshes, and all that kick in, which will be Rosh number 3, which is the next Roshan. Not respawning for some time. I mean, we're talking about next Roshan when there's still an Aegis on Gyrocopter. But it doesn't seem like newbie is that intent on pushing high ground with Aegis. And you can't really blame them, because even with Aegis, if you get CCNC on the high ground, they can just kill him twice.
Yeah, for sure. Now he has a Satanic, so some of the stuns are not going to last that long. Centaur is level 23, getting close to level 25. I remember some of the meme games, Gyro against the Centaur, where he gets Retaliate aura for his team and Gyro just dies because of the flat cannon. But the hoof stomp duration always feels like a better talent.
Yeah, having a longer duration on stuns is like... it just sounds like something you always want. With the Satanic, that shorter duration, though, meant that the Stomp didn't actually hit. Now he goes in, Flick of Stomp, CCNC, doing what he can just to turn it, reflects the homing missile, so CCNC getting stunned himself. Just trying to kite and buy time. You want this Aegis to expire, and I say that they're going for the Chainstone, they're going for the Earthquake. CCNC, BKBs, the Satanic, this status resist, helping him out, blocking a lot of damage by hitting the BKB
now. Because Aegis is going to expire, no BKB.
He almost hit that hoof stomp, but CCNC got out just in time. 40 seconds on that Aegis, and newbie are not breaking high ground. It's just so hard to siege. Even with CCNC having the status resist to get away from some of these stuns.
I love talking about level 25 talent. This is when the game becomes interesting. What would be your real-life level 25 talent?
Real-life level 25 talent? I would say it is the ability to snap my fingers and have coffee in my hands.
Wow. Mine right now is being tired without doing anything.
Wait, you want to be tired without doing anything?
No, that's my level 25 talent right now in real life.
Okay.
CM.
Jeez, Pilot died. This is,
he's just fishing for some info.
There's a blink. And TP.
Sheep's guard.
Bash. Got it. Probably not really worth it for that one extra creep wave. And Army, by the way, learning his lesson, doesn't buy the butterfly until he's got buyback as well. I think his team probably chewed him out a little bit for that previous team fight where he didn't have buyback. Things are still pretty settled here. Neither team convincingly has an edge. I mean, we talk about PSG LGD's draft in this ultra late game being a little bit scared because of the void factor and the short BKBs make it hard for a Sven, but it's still, you know, a lot of burst damage can come out from this Sven. Gyrocopter with the Satanic can always turn fights around with that status resist and the ability to just heal up to full.
Faceless Void was always one of the strongest late game carries, and now with the introduction of Aghanim Scepter that you can consume, and also a Moon Shard, he can play this game in 80 minutes. It's going to be so good, lowering the cooldown on Chronosphere if it comes to that.
We get a high ground ward here in the side. Boka's not joining the fray just yet, trying to get some split push going in the top lane. Just trying to force some rotations back to defend. What's FY stealing here? Oh, he stole Bloodlust. That is so nice.
Really big for Faceless Void.
Top lane being ignored. They don't care about the creeps there. They want to go for this high ground push. Somnus, he gets jumped on by the BKB UR. He didn't get his own BKB off in time, but the Chronosphere is there. He's going to set up a Cataclysm, and the Cataclysm inside the Chronosphere army. He absolutely destroys his own teammate. He tried to help him out. You can't really blame him, but the end result is it was the easiest Cataclysm of Invoker's life. It's the Void Invoker combo.
He tried to save him there, but the Cataclysm on top of it just finished him off. Yeah. Roche may respawn in 50 seconds. Also, they lost the tier 3 tower to siege units on top.
I'm sure Ame's going to get memed a bit about that one, but if he doesn't chrono, he's going to die because he can't get off his BKB. So the chrono was an attempted save. But if anything, that's on maybe. He needs to pop his BKB before that Stormhammer hits. He can't afford to get blink stun there. If he's going to go on the high ground, he has to be quicker with his BKB. Newbie, as a result, they want to force out these buybacks. ET's still dead for only 10 seconds. He's unlikely to use his. It's the Leshrac, dead for 70.
Bloodlust and Alacrity. Look at the attack. Pew, 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 pew.
Oh boy. He is one fast-hitting machine. As they will just... Are they going to give this one up? Next Chronosphere not up for 48 seconds, and that's why Newbie feels so confident to push high ground.
Solar Crest on top of that.
Yep, the Hope Storm's there. Right as the Racks go down to 1 health, they absolutely bait it, but it will finish. He gets the shot by the Acceptor. He pops the cheese. CCC looking to turn this one, and Newbie will happily retreat as PSGLG don't get the kill. I think they were pretending to give up the Racks. They jumped the Gyrocopter when the Racks had 15 health. Catching him by surprise, but ultimately he had the cheese to get it off and turn it around, and
oh, the Roche spawn, the early Roche spawn, plus a Bloodthorn, he's gone. That's going to be a refresher shard.
Probably.
I assume they're going to give that to Invoker.
I was going to say Invoker, or Sven's pretty good on too for the double Godsring, double BKB, but
Sa October pa daw, sa October
Refresher
po yan
hex.
pa.
He can actually hex the whole team. You can hex 5 people.
Sa September.
what if he multi-class refresher? Doesn't work. I know everyone in Twitch chat was thinking it. You know, it was a reasonable thing to think about, but no, that's one mechanic. Not coming in next patch. There's going to be some multi-cast refresher. Don't ask me how it works. So, it's Newbie with winning these fights that lead into Roches.
September 18
Same
pa
as
daw,
the last
mama.
one as well.
Yeah, I apologize to Ogre. I forgot about my boy Ogre having a hex.
September 18.
It's got that 300 Fire Blast damage too. This is where the late game Ogre can be a bit of a beast as well. He's even got a refresher queued up. He wants triple X, triple Fire Blast. I mean, it's 8-second cooldown, so it's not really about the Fire Blast.
Also has the Fire Blast
Magpapatong
damage
nga.
talent on level
Magpapatong
25.
less,
So it's 540 damage with Spell Amp. That's going to get him to
586 times 4. You know, it's an Ogre. He's multicasting times 4. I believe it.
2,000 damage
Yep.
from your Q. Not bad, huh?
Yeah, he's going to be deleting people. There we go. Chalice. The team's posturing around some of these bounty runes. PSG want to take a fight. CM is in the top lane. They may actually get the jump. Since he's got the Aegis, though. Not the ideal target to go, and he drops the heals. He can get the BKB off, though. I think trying to just bait it out. They're not hard committing. They know that he's got the Aegis as well as a BKB, so they can't go and throw everything in. Chalice gets hexed up. The Chronosphere comes in, gets 2 on the backlines. Where's the follow-up damage, though? I don't think they've got it. The Earthsplit is coming in. It might be too late, though. They've killed off the Invoker to start things off. Instantly buying back. Ame needs to time walk away. His BKB was wearing off. They just decide to get out, and X-Nova may be left to die here. And luckily for him, he's going to Stampede, but no, the rotation from Crystal Maiden gets him with the Frostbite, and then CCNC will finish the kill. Losing the gem.
Sendar popped the ulti. They try to save the gem, but they're going to lose both X-Nova and FY.
Yeah, FY.
Still chasing.
Not sure what he was up to, but he was down
FY does not have a buyback.
I think recognizing that they're going to instantly buy back on X-Nova, but he's got no Earth Split for some time, and Chronosphere also down. There's 80 seconds for that Chrono. This could just be Rax. They could go for Mega. I don't know how LGD can defend. We're going to find out. Cataclysm. Force up, pushes him away. The Hex is there. The front lines is CCNC doing some good damage. He's just trying to focus down this Rax.
CC has no mana. CCNC
Ay, iba-ibang cellphone.
Mid
Nawawi.
lane, tiny going on here as the BKB popped on Somnus. CCC going to get stunned up. He's still got this Aegis, but as you said, out of money. He's being burst down. That looks like the Aegis will be popped. Nicely played, but the Sven going to look to counterplay this one. Blinks in with the BKB Godstring. Actually, sorry, no Godstring up, and without that, he's a bit lacking damage, but is there going to be enough? It looks like he will have the Leshrac, but the Leshrac instantly buying back. In goes the Void with the BKB. Wants to bring down You are taking so much damage. Armin with the BKB shreds him apart. He time walks in forward looking for more. He's not going to find it. Hiding in the trees is the Crystal Maiden.
They need to find one more kill.
They're looking, they're hunting. CCNC TP out. He's going to make it. The BKB TP from Snake King. Where's the Bashes? Armin.
There's the clap from Ogre, self-clap. We did it, boys.
Ooh, he gets himself out of there. Just Yuar dropping. Yuar looks so squishy there. I think next to the ET Aura and all that magic damage, the Void is really starting to hurt. They do only lose a range Rax.
ET is doing a good job not getting close for the physical damage aura, just using natural aura to remove the magical resistance, following the heroes, while Leshrac is just melting them down. A refresher on Lesh. So you can pop the BKB twice, 2 Shiva guards. Can't even use the Bloodstone to heal him up.
Rubik hits level 25. Oh so short, 7-second cooldown on telekinesis. They're hunting. Oh, Pilot died. That's a. I think it's. Oh no, he's got buyback. He's not loading ball back. He invoked ball back earlier. Hey, quick and easy pick, and they instantly take the shrine out.
Double damage Void with Solar Crest.
Nakasal mo palagi kasi kuya eh.
Which is buyback. 2.6k.
Ano kaya ang cellphone?
Yeah, you can buy the Moonshard right now.
Mahal-mahal ng P30.
Here we go. See it buys back. It's the Sven though you got to watch out for. That's the big carry. Homing missile. Bounce back. Multiple homing missiles. You have to be careful about throwing those. CCNC. And FY steals it too. Says hello. He doesn't really want to hold on to this one, but he's got to accept this with that very low cooldown. He's just going to throw this out and then look to steal something new.
What is this?
I mean, it's World War II here. Just homing missiles being thrown out. Double hexes. He got the multicast hex. He hexed up 2 people here. Is there follow-up? Army. Time walks out. Steals flat.
But Dota is such a funny game in the late game. They could be force-staffing those rockets as well.
What's he stealing now? Another homing missile. More dispels being thrown around everywhere. Homing missile. Okay, that one's going to be dodged by the BKB. Centaur pops Stampede. He actually has the passing with the Aghanim Scepter. The Chronosphere catches up the Sven Yuar. He's dead with buyback. He's going to pop it. They lock Crystal Maiden as well. They may just need to use this Sven buyback. They're losing this fight though. Arme, he time walks in forward. He catches out the Invoker. That's a dieback from Invoker. No buyback. It's a 3v5 fight all of a sudden. And that's not looking good for Newbie. They bought back the Sven, but this fight looks all but over. CCNC dead for 2 minutes as well. And oh no, this feels like deja vu from yesterday. Newbie, you know, picking up these leads, but unable to convert it. It's not over yet, but they've got 3 heroes dead.
This is why What is one of the strongest heroes in the late game. Nicely placed Chronosphere on 2 people, and Sven, he just dies. I mean, status resistance doesn't really help you against the Chronosphere. There was not even Earth Splitter used in the Chrono. And he still melts.
Also, the Void with Bloodlust, by the way, that entire fight is so nice.
Yun ba yun, sinasabi mo? 30
He
light.
consumed the Moon Shard.
Yep. Ame gets stunned up, a nice 4-star defense leap on May. Still hex up. And they got the damage, it's going to be close. Ame gets the time walk away, the 4-star FY. Saving his buddy there. Ame, I think, we've seen him overextend a little bit. That one was close, but that's what these 4-stars are for. Those exact situations.
They just pop the smoke.
They know there's no buyback on Invoker. And I think, yeah, CM as well bought back, so they know there's no buybacks here. Chalice getting retaliate procs on the tier 4 towers. Wants that bonus right-click damage.
They need to be careful about Ogre multicasting that Hex. He also has a refresher.
That's where the 4-stuff has to be used. FY gets caught in the stun though. The other 4-stuff, it's X-Nova helping out. The second 4-stuff, he's just pushing him away. He used that refresher to try and burst down the Void with the chain hexes. And it just wasn't enough. Now the Fire Blast damage kicking in. Multicast times 4. He tried to time walk it up, but it just doesn't work. The way the stuns stagger, it spreads the damage out. And, well, that doesn't work. Whoopsie daisy.
He has a Chronosphere ready. In a second, he'll probably gonna buy Boots of Travel and TP back.
If if not for those Force Staffs, they actually lose Void. The Refresher Hex is just such a good way to go in him, but Force Staffs being used to counterplay it.
Oo, P30 light.
There's also an
nga lang,
Ag
light
Stampede,
ito.
giving that damage reduction as well as the pathing.
Centaur's running out of items at this point.
When you've got Ags, yeah, you want that Refresher. He may even just backpack his boots.
Oo.
At the same time, buyback, of course. You're not buying something like a Refresher to give up your buyback when you're just a Centaur. In the Roshan pit. And it's got that Lincoln's as a counterplay to the Hex. Pylite Eye. Coming on in closer. Ame does not want to start on Roshan. Not yet, at least. He is going to now. Luka. Scouts out with the Sunstrike. Now Ame's just going to time walk on out.
Ame has a buyback, but maybe needs to be careful.
That's the big one to watch. Neither newbie carry has buyback himself. The Leshrac without on the LGD side and the Gyro Sven without on the Radiant side. Radiant buybacks, they have just 0 buybacks period on the Radiant. It's only PSG LGD who can use this Void or the Centaur as bait. Playing around Roshan with buybacks when your opponents don't is such a
They
big
want to bait
advantage
with
to have.
Faceless Void, that's the thing, because he has boots of travel to TP back, has a buyback on top of it. If needed, lanes are in a really good position for them.
Nice, smoked up, trying to get some wards down. Scouts out the pit with the Nova.
Bottom lane is pushing in, someone needs to address that.
It's this nice high ground ward here, so hoping to use this vision to set something up. It doesn't look like either team is going to get the jump they were hoping for in the Roshan pit. I mean, like you say, he's just baiting. He's not even hitting Roshan. He doesn't want to die with Roshan low health and give... If you give newbie an Aegis, that's like the worst case scenario, because then you suddenly buy back and they have Aegis, and you feel like you can't fight.
With the double damage on Faceless Void.
He would love an Aghanim Scepter on Void at this stage of the game. That would make such a big difference, but now, with double damage, he feels like he can go for Roshan. Tornado comes in, that's going to get rid of that double damage. Dispels it all. Next Nova's going to be careful. He does not have buyback, and this ET is a fairly important person in this fight. The Spirit with that aura, combined with that Earth Splitter and a Chronosphere, is a lot of damage that this ET brings to the table in a team fight. But he has got a BKB to help keep himself alive. That's a 5-position ET with BKB.
He can actually stand close to a fight with the BKB removing their basic armor as well.
And with how long this standoff is going for, a lot of these buybacks are coming back up. Invoker has buyback once again, and Leshrac is coming up soon, only 30 seconds away. It's the Gyro and the Sven buyback that still have 3+ minutes on them.
When they have a Lash buyback, they're going to go in. That's the play that they want to go for, because they are keeping the track of buyback timings from newbie.
Void, like you say, right with the buyback on the Leshrac coming back online, they're instantly in the pit, 5 seconds away, so it's essentially back up. And newbie, they've kind of shown in this bottom lane, it seems, because LGD feel very safe going for this Roshan. It's going to get scouted out now. Does Pilot Eye go for this? He's going to blink dagger the Sunstrike. Tries to snipe the Aegis, doesn't succeed. And where did that axe go? Was it not? Oh, yeah, Void, right? Yeah, Void got. Okay, so now we have 6-second cooldown Chronosphere. Such a quality of life improvement in the late game for a Void. You can use that Chronos for sword pickoffs. You don't feel bad about throwing it, even for something like a support kill.
I think he could have gotten that Aghanim Scepter to someone else, because with the Aegis, he is running out of slots. Like, he can't get any bigger. Moonshard is already consumed. He could have bought the Aghanim Scepter for himself and have enough for a buyback anyway. Give it to either Lash or Elder Titan.
I guess, I mean, he was a little bit short of having the buyback plus Ag Scepter with the Sith.
32 megapixel.
He's gonna get it eventually.
He's taking the greedier approach. Maybe he wants boots of travel level 2 or something. Refresher, like a backpack refresher even. There's definitely some, you know, crazy late game possibilities, but where's the refresher at? Okay. Leshrac has his own refresher. It is refresher shot on Centaur, so not buying. Oh, I think he's got triple Stampede.
You got it.
Okay, triple Stampede in this
With
upcoming
40% damage reduction. Good luck, newbie.
Yep. He Here we go. Newbie's high ground defense going to be tested. How long? Gyrocop has no buyback for 2 minutes, which means Sven's is also kind of similar. 1 minute without Sven buyback. Newbie may just want to delay this and not fully commit. They really want to have these buybacks before they take a team fight. Problem is, Let's Track Void. Good high ground
Another
sieges.
stolen Bloodlust. Look at this attack
Baka
speed.
mataligan pala kami mga sa...
Such a good spell to have, using that high ground vision. FY just says, okay, let's go something new. Rock Brand, nah, don't like it. Deadly Blast, okay, let's maybe use this one. He's just cycling through enemy spells.
Bloodlust and the Solar Crest on top of Moon Shard.
FY links in with a lift. They do look for the Chronos, they instantly delete MSS. The buyback comes down immediately. But Rax has already been claimed. The Hex is now there on the Void. Void going to be taken out once. And they got a second way to kill him. Crystal Maiden on the backlines. The BKB is there. Just the same from the freezing field as the Void with the BKB, though himself doesn't have Chronosphere. He's going to turn and fight. He can't really deal with the Sven damage. Softness, meanwhile, pops the refresher, has a second BKB now if he needs it. CCNC turning and fighting with that Satanic, popping it. He's healing himself back up to full. Softness still, used the second BKB already, needs to be careful now. The Void is incredibly low, does have buyback, forced time walk away. Now the Sven in the front lines, pops the cheese, keeping himself alive. He hasn't got God Strength, but he's actually going to deal with Softness. 1 or 2 more right clicks should be enough. They take out 2. Newbie have held their high ground. They're going to repel PSG LGD.
Oh, he caught him.
Not
Even with all these stampedes, they still managed to bring them down. How many buybacks did they use? Only Ogre.
not many, yeah.
Ogre,
Invoker.
Invoker as well.
Yeah, but the carries, those are the ones you don't want to see being expended if you're a newbie. And
Dalawa
both
pupunta
your
na
War
kami
as well,
ka.
CCNC win that fight without using buybacks.
Right now, Faceless Void has 9,000 gold. He should be able to afford the refresher and have a buyback pretty soon. Buyback cost almost 4,000 gold.
They're hunting for him. They're coming in. They don't have Hex here, though.
Hindi magpapa sila Rio.
They really need that Hex. There we go, Ame, BKB,
Sila
TP.
Rio, hintayin mo
It's a
pa
5-second
pala.
BKB, so you don't want to risk anything. You know that they have no spell that goes through BKB, so you're just going to use it anyway.
Yeah, without... Well, I think they have 2 Hexes, right? Yeah, CM has one as well. That's the only really way you can kill him there is if Ogre shows up. But Ogre, no boots of travel. He did buy back, so he's completely out of gold here on the old Ogre. Buyback number 1 used. PSG LGD want to use as fewer buybacks as possible here to defend. Lestrak maybe holding his. They're just trying to delay this. They hit the sleep instantly, and second buyback comes in with a Chronosphere. They get CCNC. The Stormhammer is there, and Ame, he gets hexed up. He gets stunned as well. Ame needs to be careful. He's in trouble. He's been fire blasted as well with the Cataclysm. The damage, it's enough to kill off the Void. Instantly buying back. Does he have a refresher? He does not have the money to buy it here, so we won't see a second Chronosphere. You are in the front lane trying to heal himself back up with the Satanic. He's doing so with the stun. You are still alive, but he gets stunned up in the end. Does get the kill there.
Both cores from Newbie have a buyback.
Yep.
It's go time. Roche may respawn in more than 3 minutes, so they need to force out those buybacks. And this is the last set of Raxes on the bottom. They actually have the range Raxes with 200 HP on top.
It actually ended up being important that Ame had the BKB bottom because he didn't have BKB for his Chrono. He gets stunned there because his BKB is on cooldown.
Blue milk.
Ame should buy that refresher right now because he used the buyback. No point in saving the gold. 5,000 gold for refresher.
Unless there's something else he has in mind, but I think
Really
he see what it
has
would be.
a lot of damage. They just need the second Chrono, I think.
And he's getting Bloodlust in these fights. There's not really any other survivability items other than Lincoln's BKB that you need. But we'll see. They may just be playing for, you know, his next buyback, but that's 7 minutes away, so.
He could get Satanic to have a lifesteal and status resistance
Bawas
against
pala
the
nung
hexes
totoo
and
sa akin
stuns.
din, ha?
So buyback status. Gyro Sven is now
Oh, dalawa ako, isang mga
flipped.
totoo ko eh.
The script is
Tagupa.
now in Newbie's favor as far as having buybacks go. They've got 2 buybacks on their cores. Problem is they may have to use them now. If they can defend without using them, that would be huge, but these Raxes at bottom
50
are
seconds for Sven.
exposed.
At least one of them has the buyback. Maybe they can try to hold for Gyro without the buyback.
Yeah.
I think that's the plan.
Use the longer one, the one that has a longer respawn time. Ame. And the front lines gets hexed up. They're just trying to delay this one. Pile die. Just throwing out his hex to delay. They're not using it to try and initiate. The Deafening Blast pushing them back as well. And Ame's going to TP home. What's the plan here? He's out of mana. That's why he's forced back. The Invoker gets deleted instantly. I think he... Did he just refresh to Boots of Travel?
No.
Oh, yeah,
he
TP
doesn't
scroll.
even buy
Oh, he
it.
didn't buy anything. Yeah, you're right. He just used his TP scroll to Boots of Travel.
This is so risky, what Somnus is doing right now.
Somnus in the front lines with the Edict. Lotus Orb is there to try to turn this one around. CCC actually jumped in. The Chronosphere is there now. Arme commits. He wants to bring down CCC. That's one dead. Does have buyback. Arme just wants to go for the racks during his BKB duration. Doesn't want a hard commit for it, but
They should use
will.
a centaur ulti and get out.
Yeah, they need to run away from this one. Chalice, he pops a Stampede, but he's been frostbitten in place. And Arme, he's committed hard. He isn't going to buy back here. He's
Where's
in
the
trouble.
backtrack?
Arme's dead. 2 minutes on the sideline. PSG LGD may have taken the bot lane of Rax, but they're in trouble. They've lost Centaur as well. 2 heroes dead without buybacks. There is a range Rax up top, perhaps.
2 minutes without
Somnus
two
is going
heroes.
for it. He wants the mega creeps. He knows if he gets megas, it's so much harder to push. Does he risk dying?
He has a BKB. If he pops a
BKB TP out?
Yes.
Yeah, he's
He also
going
has
for
a
it.
refresh.
There's creeps in the base. He's going to just instantly... Oh, there's a glyph. Ogre's here.
He's going to refresh it. Trust me. He's going to refresh it and get the Raxes.
Yeah, and he's going to pop another BKB. BKB TP again.
Yeah.
Somnus gets the megas. At the same time, 90 seconds. They can still kind of push this out, but the problem is it's not a full 5v3. They've got 2 heroes dead themselves. Invoker dead for 40.
They don't have enough time to actually kill the Raxes, I think, on the mid lane. Also, they have a glyph of fortification.
It's just scary
Dire
too
team
because
is ready.
these mega creeps mean these side lanes are going to be pushing out that much faster. So the threat of being like backdoored or losing your base is that much higher. ET, you cannot afford to get caught out here. They think they know where X-Nova is. They're chasing after him. Yeah, they force out a BKB.
Yeah, they're just buying time.
But that's still a BKB being committed.
That's a full minute. Sven with the God Strength. I mean, they could try to clear. No one has a buyback at this point.
You are going to the tier 4 towers. You've got to defend. Where's Leshrac? TPing back to try and stall this one out. They throw out the first stun here. They've got to take this fight. They can't just let Newbie take the throne here.
Newbie got this one.
They're going for the throne. They're trying to focus it down. You are pops a BKB with the Godstrike. They're just deleting the throne. GG, PSG LGD. Mega creeps. Who cares? I mean, basically a Mega Creeps comeback. I mean, they had Mega Creeps, but...
They did.
Absolutely crazy stuff.
The amount of the damage that Sven deals after he pops the God Strength on the buildings. They also have the AC to lower the armor on it.
Yep.
I think Ame made a huge mistake there, just staying there. Instead, they should have popped the Centaur ulti and just get out to the safety.
They will not be happy with him.
But we got to give credit to Newbie. After playing from behind pretty much the whole game, they managed to do it.
And this is a team who's been so competitive with these top teams of their group. Yesterday, they took down Liquid. They had close games against Secret. Game 1 against LG, okay, not very close, but that game there, great comeback, some clutch plays. They were the ones making the better late game. That was their problem yesterday. Was you talked about late game decision making? They kind of fixed it up here.
Yeah, and I think we can also blame Ame a little bit here because he did
he
did not buy a refresher. He had enough gold. He also TP'd back to base.
His buybacks on cooldown. If he has a second BKB or Chronosphere,
second Blinkins on top of that, second Mjolnir, and the Chronosphere, of course. Yeah, I think that just changed the game.
Yeah. It's either back off and don't die when you have no buyback, or get the refresher so you have a second BKB, Lincoln's Chronosphere, like you're saying.
Tense finish in that Stream B game. LGD versus Newbie. Newbie splitting the series. Sorry, guys, I lied to you. I said we were going to go to Stream D for Liquid Mineski, but that game was just too good. I couldn't leave it. I couldn't leave it at all. Though, to keep you updated on what the results were on Stream C and D. C, Secret, unsurprisingly 2-0ing Keen. And Liquid splitting the series with Mineski. If you're wondering what happened during that game, Liquid just won pretty quick and easy. It was around 25 minutes, Liquid able to split the series. Last series remaining on this second string of matches is TNC versus Alliance on Stream A.
Excuse me, Abby just walks away as well. So they're fine. The pipe doing work for them there.
Pretty dangerous to be up this far without your void, though.
The pipe is so valuable. It's insane here.
Don't tell them. They just walk right past. They jump over them.
This was the team with Aegis. Those supposed to be making the moves, but TNC somehow outfight them.
Murder of Tim's. And they will at least secure something, too, because one of the things that's going to be frustrating is that even when you win that fight, there's nothing to gain, but there was still a tier 1 tower in that mid lane, and no way chance they were going to defend that without their 2 big controls in the team fight in the Faceless Void and Sinking.
Dude, they just know this ward. I think, wait, no, did they announce spot?
You can't see that high ground.
He brought the stroke of fate, yeah.
Onto it, did he?
Yeah. I guess he didn't see it. Huh, strange. But the good vision in the area there by TNC to place the ward up on the high ground. That It's going to spot all of this movement by Alliance if they step over a little bit further to the right. Okay, Chronosphere's available. Who do they find? Good old Cuckoo.
He's recovering.
Oh my God.
Speaking of recover, all right, we're good. I'm gonna get a 4-staff now, guys. Don't worry about it.
All of their vision right now for TNC is just so good. Like, they see all of the Lions right now. Oh my God.
There's one good D word though from Sadie. Investment made back 1.0 times. Perfect.
Well,
Money.
right.
No, it's perfect. I see. The money.
I
got
like
it.
that.
It's good. Count some combos. Tim's again. He's like, all right, you want to play this game? How do you know my friends aren't lurking again?
They have an idea, and Tim's is going to die, but meanwhile, off to the side, Gabby has found Insania. They get the Chronosphere off, but is it going to be enough? The jump forward, they find the stun, follow-up coming as the Grimstroke shows up. Mickey trying to run away, but Gabby just blinks out. Like, but fine.
He's coming.
He's taking a lot of damage, but he has another blink, and it's that long range. Cuckoo
off the web,
chased. If he can make this happen, he still has the Aegis. And Armel shows up. All the spiders doing a nice bit of damage. He has Echo Slam available, but Armel does not want to take that chance.
Yeah, Gabby's just too low to re-engage there. Even with the BKB and the ulti, he says, no thank you.
Scan hit, but now no longer.
Yeah, Armel has the blink dagger too. Oh, Tiger the Yules.
Yeah, and the root, they've got him caught. His root's going to wear off in a second. Might be able to jump away. The Echo almost goes for it all, but it wasn't enough.
Man, if he got that Fisher off, Tiger was done.
Yeah. Gabby, in the meantime, has continued to reign at the top of the net worth chart.
Hoping to see him in that solo shrine right there. What? Huh? Oh, I missed it.
Was he loaded for Mickey? Silence, but not going to get that time. It was a nice attempt, but AU looks like he might pay the price. It's quick, but gets that kill. Chase forward, looking for more. Oral strike. Gabby in trouble. Gabby goes down.
Man, that was all for an attempt on an AA and instantly tipped by Mickey saying, boy, what are you doing? Get off my support. He's still alive.
Again, find another kill. Alliance stomping over to them. That was the BKB 10-second unused by Gabby. That forces now into potentially a high ground push from Alliance.
And as good as the Earthshaker was in the laning matchup, I think the combination of both the Blink Dagger, I think you need the Ags first, but I see kind of why he didn't go Ags first, because if you went Ags first, like who plays with him when he's jumping around? It would have to be really well executed.
Yeah.
But I think that's what they had to do. I think the Blink was like, you're just all in on the Echo. Whereas with the Aghanims, you can just like chase and continue, and like you're setting up the stun for the Leshrac and the Grimstroke are both playing with you, and you're using the Ink Swell to like chase down with the Enchant Totem. Like that's the kind of gameplay you needed. But it might have been because Cuckoo was so far behind that he felt like they just had to go for like the Gorilla style, where it's just like one and done with the Echo Slams. But one kill every 2 minutes is not going to be enough at that point in the game to slow down a Brood Mother draft. Where the Quick was just, I mean, he's 10-1-4.
Yeah, he's been monstrous this game. And as much as you can say like, oh, run in and get the Echo Slam that kills off the Brood, it just hasn't happened because Quick is microing the Spiders really, really well. And now TNC are in a position where they need to hold out. They've got to hold high grounds, but every second that they're just stuck in their base, Alliance are going to get further and further ahead. Now, one storyline that has had a lot of talk in this tournament has been Alliance's ability to finish off games. You knew where I was going.
I know.
That's a big swing.
That's not just this tournament. That's this whole year, dude.
It's a big swing, but we've seen it go the other way before. Alliance, they need to find a way to finish off this game.
That was
and killing off
91%.
Gabby here is a way to do it for sure. Everybody jumping on top of this guy. Armel wants to find initiation to turn it back around, but they will kill off Gabby again. But the combination coming out isn't enough. It's not enough. The BKB is out for that Faceless Void. Can they kill him off in time? It looks like the Ogre is also going to die. TNC gets spanked.
Yeah, 80 seconds now with no anti-mage. The mid laner act's already gone. Now they can just take that tier 2 in the top lane if they wish. Plenty of them there.
Did he literally just respond? Like, how long was he alive for?
It's hard to farm when you're dead. So, yeah, rough stuff here. Jeez. Got stunned. He got Burrow Strike, Chronoed, and Feared, and Cold Feeded, as well as Bashed numerous times. I even got broken at the end there as well, I see. They really threw everything at him.
Should say, it happen. Alliance on top of it. looking good in this game number 2 after a heartbreaking game number 1 loss.
Look at the spider damage.
It's ridiculous.
You can see when the volley occurs. Ready? Fire! Knock! Shoot! Pretty much it. I think they could just have it. They're not. I mean, they got 45 seconds till Echo, though. So they're going to try and play this last racks out. They say it is Alliance.
Never give up, never surrender.
Yep.
And TNC, likewise, have been teams that have been able to pull it back themselves. Like, it's not just that Alliance have sometimes struggled to close out games, it's that also TNC have been able to pull otherwise what seems to be unwinnable games back.
Yeah, I heard that required some fountain diving, though, from Keen. So I don't know. As long as the Alliance stays at the fountain, I think they got this one.
It's going to be a tough hold for sure.
That's the mystery we look for, though. You never know what will grip you in TI. Maybe you just really want in there.
Let's see, Ogre has gone for the Force Staff again afterwards. I was wondering if he was going to think about going for some more damage. Right now, it feels like it's kind of all on Gabby. He just keeps on getting Chrono. Sure, off the mark. Like good about jumping. First crown onto Cuckoo. Don't get near the rest of the team.
Spiders found them.
And they walk forward. The Chrono onto 3. Mickey makes it happen. The Ice Blast on top of it afterwards. Alliance are doing it, ladies and gentlemen. And I think it's time to cast those 2 little magical words. Although Gabby, is he going to make it happen? Tim's chasing through as well. He blinks away in the duration of his BKB. Buybacks abound from TNC.
He's got the Echo. He's waiting. But I don't think they're going to walk on into it.
Chase, chase, chase. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Alliance. This Broodmother is about to have a blood dart done.
Void damage.
Yeah. He's very big.
6K there from Faceless Void. That's just great. That's the only guy.
It's almost more damage than he dealt all of last game. Mickey has had
third of his damage.
He has had a huge turnaround in this one.
Oh yeah.
And I think a big part of it is, like we said, just in that Sven game, he didn't have, like, they first picked it, and so they just picked all the counters on
I
TNC.
kept stunning them, and they kept moving. So that next game, they picked me Faceless Void. They couldn't move.
A nice Force Staff.
So it's a bit of a replay here, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Nice crown. And again, the scouting from Koik with the spiders is what sets that up, too. This whole wave of spiders just runs over them. Like, oh, found them, guys.
Yeah.
Easy Seb. You can see why he racked up so much damage. Only got a couple kills out of it.
And you can see also Armel trying to run and get back into this fight, just couldn't get there in time. We will see AU get taken down yet again by Koikfa.
It's okay, it's
all
not
of
that
the spiders.
Just, the spiders hit them. They got that plus 450 health too, so a few of them, a few more survive. It's the Grimstrokes Annihilation and Pest Control with 201 last hits.
They're actually insane. 730 health for these spiders. Kill them all. All right, there we go.
Good luck, buddy.
Oh, the wraparounds. Okay. Let's see. I mean, you know what the game plan is. Get the Echo. Get the Echo onto several. Cuckoo shows up for a second. Mickey looking.
Oh, he knew.
Yep.
At the read.
TNC going to back off, head home. If they manage to find a really nice Echo onto that Void, that's the way that you take that fight.
Well, then you're echoing an Aegis, so I don't think so.
That's a fair point. I guess they just need to head it out and wait. Feels like Alliance are the ones that are in total control of this game. 23,000 net worth up. Mickey, Silver Edge.
Oh, he got him.
And it looks like he will be able to find and kill off this anti-mage. Stun through Fissure. Fear lasts too long. And Am dead. He was so close to buyback. 150 gold.
It's hard to believe how much damage he's doing when he took the attack speed talent. Like, he skipped over it, rather, for that time walk. As you can see, he's just like time walking, chronoing, and not even worrying about that.
Yeah.
But I guess he'd take the 70 time walk damage at the very least when he hits those.
No attack speed, chances for bash. Turns out Lunar is a pretty good damage item. Alright, what can they do here? Force Staff, push out of position, the Fissure, or step back the other direction. He's fine. And with that, Am able to get buyback again. So he was able to somehow scrape and get himself buyback.
Just toying with him. I mean, he's got the cheese, too. Anything looks remotely dangerous for himself.
Okay, walks up. Spirit still on the cooldown for a little bit, 45 seconds. Walk forward and find the Lash and Tiger just fully in the base.
Nice blink back from our mouth.
Okay, stop. They came in very low. We're going to walk forward. Fire Blast to start this off. Triple multi-cast. They buy back on the AM. Looks like that's going to be about it for there. Aegis still 2.5 minutes left before it's going to be replaced.
They're very happy that they did not lose that Aegis. He got pretty low. If you lose that Aegis without the Echo Slam, that does again open the door ever so slightly beside TNC. So now he's just regenerating back up there, showing a little bit, and coming back in. Wants to try and make something happen here. Quite was just zoom. I'll be there soon, guys.
Arrow strike on the Cuckoo. Rooted, chased. Has a force staff, but he's still stunned for a little while now.
There's no buyback.
He's just dead. They can't do it.
Going low ground. He's trying to create an opportunity, right, for Armel. But they just didn't see it.
Now with Chronov, they can't just jump on Gabby if they want to. Still a little time until the Aegis is going to be reclaimed. Foxy walking forward. Decide to force onto him. Mickey can jump forward if they want. Chronosphere connect immediately onto both of them.
How did those two together?
GG is called, and that'll do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Alliance pull it back.
I could sense.
Able to go 1-1 against TNC.
Told you in the game. It was not over. Alliance were going to look way better next game.
Yeah.
And they certainly did, man. That Brood Mother was relentless. They did not wait for the 10th pick. They're like, we're taking this 8th. Take 2 more heroes. We don't care.
I mean, it was a really good Brood game, right? Like, at that point in time, they had picked, what was it, Ogre first, and then Indalesh, so they knew that they were going to have a decent time with it, and they banned out the Kunkka too. It works.
I would prefer the Tiny. That's what I'm going to say. I think that the Tiny, one way to look at it is that he doesn't have cooldowns. Because Brood Mother, she just wants to get these spiders, and she wants to farm the whole jungle. And so when you have the Earthshaker, and you let's say you go and you dunk her and you kill her, she comes back and there's 2 free minutes where you basically can't kill her.
Yeah.
Whereas the Tiny, you kill her once, you can just chase her. You see the little pool of spiders, you toss the tree at it, you're going to get at least half of them if they have the double group thing where they just split them like that.
Yeah.
So I really would have preferred that for TNC, and if not, at least the Aghanims, and they just had to play a lot faster. But Cuckoo got really shut down because they were forced to try lane to protect their AM.
Yeah.
And then the Earthshaker just wasn't enough in the mid game to carry things through.
It's that type of thing where it feels like Alliance, when they get their heroes, when they get the drafts that they're comfortable playing, they look like an entirely different team. When they get pulled out of their comfort zone, that's when things get a little bit screwy.
I like the stuns.
Like the stuns too.
Stuns are good. They kept stunning them, and then
what they were talking
died.
about at the summit. They kept saying stuns are good.
Stunning heroes, stunning game, stunning performance. TNC versus Alliance, splitting the series 1-1, and what a time to tune in to the multicast. I am Tsunami. I'm going to be navigating you through this for a little bit longer. After that, we're going to have our mid-game panel. If you stick around for a little bit while, we'll be able to talk about all the results from the first half of the day. But to let you know what's going on the other streams, on stream B, we've got Virtus Pro versus Na'Vi. It's a CIS showdown. Stream C, we got NIP versus OG. That's being brought to you by the Grant BSJ Kyle TriCast, if you're interested in that. And on stream D, we've got Vici Gaming versus Infamous, brought to you by Capitalist and Blitz. But we're going to tune in right now to that B stream, the CIS showdown, Virtus Pro versus Na'Vi, brought to you by Febby, Gunner, and Purge.
Virtus Pro Ramses is very known for a good Brood Mother. It was kind of an obvious win.
Do you think there's any other heroes that they maybe fought over banning instead? Is there any major counters in Na'Vi's draft right now?
No, that's why I was surprised. Because Brood Mother, it has to be number 1. It's Brood Mother Cop is one of the most annoying mid lanes for Razor, and this hero, Razor, accelerates when he beats people in lane. And if you take that away, it's not as good. So
It feels like a different meta for the hero than it was a couple years ago. Because before it would be okay, you just win your lane, but then you just don't accelerate as fast. But now it's more of a conventional hero. It's you can still catch up.
I think it's because of
that?
the third spur. Because of the third spur, you're allowed to kind of neutral farm and catch up. In the past Razor, it didn't have the option to catch up if you lost the lane.
He'll save AoE.
Morphling, I guess that might be set up for... They wouldn't want a lifestealer because there's a Razor, so kind of an interesting ban.
It is good against Tide if you try lane, and I think the Crystallize plays a very good movement.
Interesting to see Jaro first phase ban now. That's just one that really came out of nowhere from my perspective. But
Venge is an okay hero against Razor. It makes him out of position and kill him. Because Razor moves around very fast. Venge can swap him into the Tidal ulti or ET Stomp. And Razor doesn't like to be out of position.
and all three of their heroes have minus armor now too.
Yeah.
So maybe a little bit more subtle, but yeah, that looks pretty good. VP, I did see them pick Venge earlier today as well. They went 1-4-1 skill build on the Venge.
Was he a support?
Yep. Yeah, it was 5 the solo playing it. So yeah, seems something that they like. I think they played it against who was it? Against Vici. Vici, they played Gyro as well. They but then they got like ultra dumpstered by Morphling, Earthshaker, Axe, bullshit.
Yeah.
It was that game. So. But it seemed useful otherwise.
It also makes you picking melee cores easier here, because you don't have to be so worried about the static link. You just swap your core out, or the Razor into you, and it breaks the link instantly.
That makes sense, because normally those cores are sometimes like, man, if I just get a fast 4 staff, I can win that first fight, you know?
Yeah, like a Lifestealer or a Troll Warlord, like these type of heroes that Razor feels good against, now are open again for VP.
So just is it like a huge advantage just making your draft easier like that, would you say? Just so like in some ways the Venge just opens up?
It gives it so you have like more picks. You don't have to be worried like, oh, we're kind of in this corner. Our only good picks maybe Juggernaut or there's like one safe hero. It gives you, oh, we can now counter their heroes instead of being forced to pick a hero.
Yeah, that sounds, how do you guys value Venge right now as a support? So she's been getting a lot of like magic missile buffs. Her late game talents are pretty damn good right now, but not that you'd necessarily get there. But do you guys think she's okay as a 5?
I think she's pretty good. I thought Enigma is a very strong hero still. And Enigma's being kind of underpicked right now, I think.
So you think that's an extra bonus?
That's an extra bonus because since a lot of teams will first phase Enigma in the past, her new double charge, you can pop Lincolns no matter what, and you can go through BKB.
Oh, there is a bug recently, actually. I confirmed that if somebody has Lincolns and you swap them, it doesn't. Is it still like that?
Yes.
Shit's
It costs mana. But it
it
costs 100 mana.
100 mana
but,
to break a Lincoln.
Yeah, break a Lincoln's for free. So I think that's also one of the things. It's like this hero that gives you minus armor, gives you stun, gives you damage amplification, gives you a save, gives you this repositioning for the enemy team as well. It gives you a lot of stuff. I think most of its stuff though, like all its spells, are on the weaker side. You know, its save isn't as good as an Oracle. Its stun isn't good as a Lion. Its minus armor is okay. So I think it's a jack of all trades here. It's like the Juggernaut of support.
Like her spells are definitely really good in the right circumstances. I think the biggest weakness is just her base damage is so crappy. Like she's like kind of weak in lane, level 1, level 2 sometimes. I mean, tri-lane she works okay.
She's good in tri-lanes because the minus armor is even stronger with 3 heroes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So they picked the Sun, Navi.
I'm seeing these 3 combos a lot. Tide, ET, Leshrac, and these 3 heroes complement each other very well.
EG picked a 2, right? Game 1?
No. Tide wants to force objectives, and like he doesn't have any tower hits, so Leshrac complements that. ET complements the Leshrac's team fight by buffing his magical abilities.
So it makes it easier for like Lesh to stay alive. They can't just all dogpile on the Lesh if he gets out of position because they still have to worry about counter initiation.
I saw LGD run this too, Tide ET Lesh. Or like ET Lesh.
A lot of magic damage, a lot of physical damage. It's kind of an all-around strong team.
It is really cool actually.
I thought Zayak had a really good performance yesterday with Earthspirit against CG. We're about to see more Earthspirit.
He doesn't have an Alchemist though. He got an Alchemist out, remember? That was very good at the end of the game, but even before the eggs, I think he does a lot on this hero, so he's going to open up the map for this Sven to kind of be a little more greedy, I think, but
Yeah, I would argue the Axe isn't as big of a deal this game, because it's not like there's a super gank burst thing coming from MVP.
The Arc Ward in the last week.
No one's going to be playing that. And Axe is going to be the setup, similar to last game that Navi played, with the Axe call into Ice Blast. So definitely good burst stuff on Navi's side. How does the Arc Warden do against Razorman?
It's okay. You can drop Spirits, so when he tries to walk you with the static link, he walks through it, gets slow, takes some damage. But for the most part, Arc Warden has 280 movement speed, so you're always going to lose like 30, 40 damage.
And what about like in a late game scenario? I feel like
late game, this is
Razor
very
just
good.
runs him down.
You can usually send the clone in, and the clone's really good this game. They don't have much like, things they want to commit on the clone, so I think the Arc is going to be able to carry if he gets 3-4 items. Maybe a Midas Mjolnir, a Pike or something along those lines.
Well, on the bright side for Navi, they've got very good run at you heroes between like basically everybody but A. It's excellent at just like chasing down VP, but on the other side, VP's got lots of minus armor, lots of team fight abilities, and other time Tide and even Lesh. So it'll be kind of interesting how it's like how they initiate is a lot of it, and having bench as a counter initiation there is also really good.
Yeah, another thing I wanted to mention was the Vengeful Spirit as 5. Kind of don't like it because of the laning stage, but they covered it up with a Leshrac, which I think is a strong laner, Venge Leshrac. So,
Cool. What about like the side lane matchups? It'll be like Sven plus AA or something like that, and then Axe plus Earth Spirit.
They might even try lane at the start. The Earth Spirit might kind of pull a wave or two, give the Axe a nice lane, and then leave him there. So the Lesh kind of feels awkward because he's not able to pressure.
How do you determine like when it's a good game for tri-lane versus just typical dual lanes? Is it like, oh, I need to protect this carry no matter what because he's core to our lineup? Is it like the matchups are bad?
I think it's dependent on the off lanes for both teams. If your off lane can get stuff, gets what he needs for the game by being, sacrificed and by himself, I think it's okay to just, kind of throw him to the wolves, let him do whatever. And if the enemy off lane is like very important for their strategy, they have this like early game push and they have a Tide Hunter or a Timber Saw, this kind of thing, where enemy team needs to rally around him. He gets like a pipe, and you tri-lane him and just slow his game down. It's really, really good for your team.
another good system to determine the side lane stuff is you measure it by numbers. So you look at off lane, you kind of determine if it's like going to be 7-3, 6-4, and you add those numbers up.
What do you mean by those numbers?
Like if he's going to be like 7-3, 70% matchup.
50-50.
That's 50-50,
Oh, okay.
6-4.
So likelihood of like winning the lane kind of a thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So if he's going to do well, basically, is what you're saying, then he might need less help, and therefore you can
kind of
afford to try lane.
Yeah, you put up four heroes and then you mix it up and you determine like which numbers are the best for your team.
So another early smoke, but there's already a ward down in place, so if they pop up behind the trees, they're going to be seen.
You might find Roger here.
They're spotted by the ward now.
Yeah.
Looks like they caught him just a little bit. But interesting ward here. What's the purpose of this? Spot the Earth Spirit or something? Oh, they saw them place that. Interesting. Or didn't see him place it, but he predicted it. He's assuming there's vision there, so this must be like a common thing at this point.
They saw them pop the smoke, and the Dire team didn't know that they were spotted. So the Dire team thought they were still out of vision. Navi, the support, wanted to probably ward so that they would see the lanes. I think they want to get really strong lanes. They want to match this Earth Spirit up versus this Arc Warden, because they're not sure which lanes the Arc Warden are going in, or the like Leshrac lane. They kind of want to try lane it maybe and fight it. So.
Do you guys think this Dire Ward that they place, the Navi place, is going to be useful though? Because it feels like they're. I guess we'll spot one rotation, right? Because there's only 2 walking paths to go mid.
It's just to catch the lanes.
Gotcha.
Catch the lane phase. So Ramses did a smart thing. He realized that there's a ward there, so he's pretending to walk top. And now like all stuff is happening, and he's just sitting there.
To wait to see what the lanes are.
Yes.
Basically? Okay.
Arc Warden's getting gone in mid. Should be fine.
He'll be fine. 8 damage is enough to last it, right?
Yeah, but he lost 54 damage, which is kind of crucial. He's going to miss a lot of last hit.
Yeah, they're going to kind of dual lane mid for now, I think. Give this. Both sides want their mid to get an advantage in the lane. The Arc Warden wants to be able to kind of sit there. He gets really strong at level 6. He gets double his spells, and they get 2 times as powerful. So if you can get him to that point, he's a very strong laner. But before then, he's weak, he's slow, his damage is a little on the low side, so he can't really, contest last hits that well. So.
In the end, Navi VP got the lanes that they wanted, but we're going to have an under-leveled Tide Hunter because he's going to have to walk all the way bottom. And we're going to have a fatter Roger. Roger's like level 2 already. He's getting solo XP.
This doesn't happen in my pro games ever, but when I watch it happen in pro games, I get really excited because I'm just like, damn, I get a free level at the start of the game.
Yeah, for supports, it's pretty good.
That's very nice. That looks like a first blood to me. Roger picks it up. Pretty easy kill.
That was a nice stomp behind the trees. He had nowhere to go, so.
Febby, that was your play-by-play moment. By the way, you failed.
Oh, you guys got it.
We had it.
You have to get excited about it, dude.
Scream.
There's a chance that he lived somehow.
Okay.
Just gotta play that up. Any possibility, you gotta say maybe it could happen.
2-minute run, Sonic was kind of blocking the small camp and should be checking it bottom, which is haste.
That was the old I'm body blocking it whenever that reality was the word. Okay, he
solo. Probably clicked on Sonic before he like walked up to sentry.
Yep.
I was gonna deny the haste.
Mid lane's going kind of bad for the Arc Warden, like you said.
Yep. He got denied a lot in the first, so a lot of range creep got denied.
And it is a Razor.
I don't think he should be too sad. Once he gets level about 4 or 3 or 4, he can now last the range creeps pretty easily with his Spark Wraith. And sometimes you can place him on the high ground if he walks too far up. Guarantees, you know, it's a magic damage he takes, so he might be able to whittle this Razor down if he doesn't buy enough regen.
I mean, even though Magical has so many denies, he's actually really not that far behind in levels. It's like a quarter of a level or something. So
the Earth Spirit was
okay.
sitting mid for the first wave or two to try to help secure it, but because of that,
Oh, let's look at top. Huge stop. Can Ramses follow up with a stun? Yes, he can. It's a level 2 Edict, so he is
good
going to
damage.
roll a lot of damage, but there are creeps along.
Oh, Blizzy might die though.
He's
Let's get him to
following.
sell.
Overhit. He
Nice
starved
stun.
up. He has another backup serve, so it's okay.
Earth Spirit also backup cells, so both of them are going to kind of heal up.
All right. Well, that's pretty good value for Ramses. Although Ramses also out of regen. So.
Yeah, but ET is going to go back. He's going to get the regen for the Leshak. It should be all good.
We're going to go on.
We have a rolling order in. But this might be bad for...
Ooh, they got him.
I thought he would get the stun.
Good pick up.
Saya kills himself to regen himself.
Where did he die?
He just took them
Oh, here. I see.
a bot.
Okay, just a support kill. I thought it was like, where did he get that kill?
So, what do you think the timing of VP is? Do you think they're going to try to just like delay Febby?
It's a tight 6, obviously. Tight 6 and Leshak Edict. They're just going to group up together, try to make space for Arcor. And while I say that, they're rolling border and a kick mid. But knowing no one knows that there's no more stuns, so he just TPs out to safety.
He did TP to base though, so he's going to miss a full wave of XP.
Yeah.
Maybe a wave and a half.
A bit of a misplay, but at least he didn't die.
16 denies now on Razor. Went double Wraith Ben this game. Zayak's ready to go again. Went 2 Boulder Smash.
Or Zayak roll and know him again.
I mean, see how long it takes to spawn him. They still don't see him yet, or they see him now.
This grouping is very good for Zayak to come to gank him.
He pushes him forward, scans it this time. He knows Earth Spirit's here. Still been a great time to roll in again, but no one's going to have to go back. He's really zoning from the lane just by being in the general area. It's nice.
Roger might spot him out though if he rotates towards mid right now.
Is it going to matter though? I don't think he can really stop anything.
They're going to try to get bounty runes.
Oh yeah, true. Blizzy in
Oh,
trouble,
Edict
though.
is doing a lot of damage. There's nothing near it. Blizzy misses a core, but a beautiful stop. Stop and a slow in. They get the kill.
On this side, they end up killing AA again. Hope you guys don't have Snake on your fantasy. It's not accomplished much this game.
0-3-0, having a rough one.
One last hit though.
This is a classic support gameplay. You want to get some wards down, you want to get bounties for your team. You're trying to, you know, elevate your team's map awareness, and, you know, because of that, you lose your own map awareness, and sometimes you just go down.
AA already having a low armor. Tide negates armor, and Venge also minuses the armor. The Anchor Smash does a lot of damage to AA.
It's like -8 armor with the 2, with the Gush and the Wave of Terror, so it's a lot of damage. Doesn't help that A is pretty slow too. He's gonna have a rough one, that's for sure.
Yeah, the Sven's having a nice lane, 28 and 4. Both him and the Razor, both cores of Navi are having really good lanes. I don't know if they're going to be able to kind of rotate into being able to pressure the map. I think they're going to want to try to farm.
They're going on Sven, but can they kill him?
He should be fine.
Yeah, he should be fine. I like what Blizzy is doing up top. He gave up the lane against the Leshak and he kind of came to the VP's triangle to steal the stacks. He only stole like 1 stack, but I like it.
It's better than contesting Ramses in lane, right?
Yeah,
They're going to try to contest him right now before the Leshak gets
it
6.
looks like,
You mean murder?
yes.
They'll try.
Can Zayak
I mean, surely
hit
they
his
have the skill
rolling
rate.
order?
Ramsey should be fine.
He got the
Maybe if he
Edict off.
jukes.
Is this enough?
There's going to be a big juke right now. The wand and the stun.
You guys playing this one up for the viewers? Because that guy looks super dead. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I mean, it's like Sven stun, easy setup, guaranteed rolling bowler. That was a lot of damage. He's only level 5 Leshak. I mean, he didn't even have like a bracer. He's a bracer now. I don't think he did before, did he?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what.
look at Roger's position. He might solo kill, get a solo kill on Zayak here.
With the
Killing
spirit last
spree
hit,
already.
dude.
Wow.
The 50 damage for the
He's
kill.
got a really early phases too. So he feels very happy from like the musical chairs that VP did.
Yeah, him sitting bot for those first 2 waves.
A lot of levers and a lot of gold.
He's had 3 kills already at 7 minutes. That's crazy.
Cool thing about phase boot CT, the Spirit gets the movement speed when you press the phase boots and you Astral Spirit.
So you gotta phase and then cast Astral, right?
Yes.
So you're still getting like the benefits of having a Tranquil hypothetically.
Yeah.
With the extra benefits of the rundown. So.
And the armor.
Guys,
Yeah,
you know I
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
bother you unless I got big news for you. It's Tsunami. You're watching the multicast. Just want to let you know what else is happening on the other stream. Stream A, Evil Geniuses just wrapped up their draft against RNG. Stream B that you were watching, VP No One just getting slapped around by Na'Vi. And then a Ravage comes out. Oh my gosh, this was a terrible time. It's all good. I'll let you know what's happening. Zayat's trying to roll out, gets collided with by Roger. He's going to go down. Anyway, that's all grand. Because what you need to know is that Ana is playing IO on Stream C. NIP versus OG. That's right. We've got a core IO on our hands. If you guys want to tune into that on Stream C. And on Stream D, it's Vici Gaming versus Infamous. But we're going to keep it locked on VP versus Na'Vi for right now on Stream B.
His cores don't utilize it that well, I think. His Arc Warden is the main one that will utilize it, but that's only going to be 20-30 minutes when the Arc wants to fight.
That's a good point.
So right now, he needs the stun for his Lesh and the W for his Lesh as well.
Yeah, the extra
the
points are good anyways.
Gonna come from the side, it's not gonna catch the bench. I really like that Tide TP to the middle lane because all the Tide games that I've seen, they're just sitting in their lanes with their Ravage up until like 15 to 13 minutes, not using their Ravage. I really like that TP.
Yeah, it really helps against Arc Warden who's getting decked. So no one's sitting at decent net worth. On his way towards his Midas. I mean, considering the fact that he got ganked and has had a hard lane, I think he's doing all right.
Yeah. Blizzy looks like he has a lot of CS, but it's not that rich. He's sitting on 200 gold with phase boots and
Yeah, because he got that stack, remember? So it's probably like Satyrs and Mud Golems and stuff. Gotta pad the stats. Nothing's more beautiful than watching people kill stack camps, I think.
But that also means that Na'Vi is going to have a pretty slow game because their game kind of plays around the Axe play.
I'm not sure if they're favored in the slow game though. I think the Arc Warden with his Midas is going to feel really good being able to not have to worry about being pressured around the map.
We're having some 10-minute fight for the boundaries here.
Solo's going to go down. Ramsey's going to just back up. He can't contest that boundary. They're going to go for 2-for-2 bounties.
I mean, I would normally agree with you that that Axe Blink is super important, but considering they've got Earth Spirit for initiation, and even like Sven, like all these guys have phase boots basically, so they still have like good rundown, I would argue.
It is, but Sven's just going to AFK farm, and that's going to rely on Earth Spirit to hit his rolling borders. I guess like Zayat does play a very good Earth Spirit, so he can hit it. But their VP's early game is really strong. The Tide.
You know,
Tide
needed. Oh god.
What's his score now? 4? 5? 4.
0-4-1.
So here's what we talked about early game during the pick ban phase. Tide ET, Tide, Leshrac working together. Tide has Ravage. Na'Vi doesn't want to come defend this tower because of Ravage, and Ramses is like forcing the pressure that much faster with the Edict.
How do you like the double bracer on Tide here? I feel like all Tides go like some version of Vlad's with phase, but instead he's just like basey double bracer. He's like raw HP's high. He's prioritized a little bit of Kraken Shell.
I think it's because of the Leshrac. He knows that he doesn't have to get an early blink or Vlad's. He just has to tank off for the Leshrac.
So he just like shows up the pushes basically and his front lines for the Lesh essentially.
Yeah.
Gives more magic resistance than that as well.
Yeah, I think it makes sense with the Leshrac.
KA in the first period, and even some of the Razor's damage.
That's true.
Kind of mitigates. And you want to... The raw HP is really good against the Axe, so that it's harder for him to get a clone with.
That's really
to be
good.
an even lower percentage.
Right now, Na'Vi is trying to take the bottom tower, but they are taking it very slow, and Tide doesn't have Ravage. Let's see if the VP wants to defend the bottom tier.
Na'Vi does scan if they don't catch anything. Ramsey's being bot, so after this 4, I believe they might start TPing.
Mid tower, getting mid tower actually looks better, and I think that's what they're gonna do. They're just converting on the mid tower.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Big AO. 2-3. They might not be scared.
Earth Spirit might go in. Nah, that's not.
Kick hits on Ramsey, but they just trade the towers. Solos kind of watches as the tower falls. screams at the AA.
Could potentially get a swap to help his team fight. Magical going for drum build, going for agility this game, not health. How do you choose the talent? I feel like a lot of times Razors I've seen go health. Maybe that's just China, but
During the people started picking him again a lot when the Rodovatos build was popular. And when you had that, there was a big argument of whether you were too tanky, so you did need the health, and you would go agi, or you wanted, since you were tanky, you'd want to be even more tankier. So it's a lot of player preference whether you want to be even more tankier or you're comfortable with how tanky you are. So I think right now he feels that he's really tanky and he wants to be able to deal damage during this call, deal damage during this magnetized A, and kind of get a burst people down much quicker.
TP coming in from ET. Can they get a counter initiate here? No, they can't.
it's nice kill. No illusion. That's okay. A little bit of focus there, and Seneko gets some gold finally. Good for him. Is that a boots? Congratulations, Seneko.
He's upgraded.
Blizzy almost has Blink Dagger too from farming bottom lane for 3 minutes.
That's not bad. Man, this guy's got 10 regen per second. He's got no regen. It's insane.
He gets spotted out with a spark with and pinged out. I think he should be fine. They don't really want to run at the sacks. Or do they? They're TPing out.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be Avenge coming in, though.
He gets out hit by another spark wraith, but they have not much catching up with carriers.
Oh, they're going on left. Same thing.
Oh,
Nice.
Zayak Earth Spirit doing a lot of work.
Tip again on the mushroom.
I feel like we saw this picture again yesterday. Can Zayak make it now? Roger ensures that.
That was so value, though. That's insane that they got to do that twice in a row. And it's such a cool threat. Like, A could basically be anywhere but help Cease on that side of the map to make it faster. And then just a rolling boulder. And then they just get completely abused. He was so close to Yules, too. He almost had the money. He thought he was going to maybe get the kill, but the low ice blast put on, man.
I remember seeing that yesterday against EG2. These two supporters from Navi, they were working together to kill the carry position from EG.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and we're seeing that again.
And in those ganks, though, it was a lot of like Axe into Earth Spirit, into Ice Blast, but they're coordinating this so early that even though he didn't have movement speed, it didn't matter. Like, Senku had 6, and all of a sudden, they've got kill potential against pretty much everybody except for Tide, maybe ET.
Yeah, a lot of, after watching Navi, their support movement is very good throughout the whole game. Early, mid, and late. I think Seneko and Zayak make a lot of nice calls together. And this A is kind of a key part of their strategy, I think, so far.
How do you make good movements on a support, Norma? Is there like just behavior things where you just like feel like where you should be on the map kind of a thing? Or is it like you're communicating with your other support and like setting up ganks constantly? Like,
you have to know like how much damage it's needed to kill the opponent core. I think that's the key. And you want like low number as possible, so it's not as
of
obvious.
heroes?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why the A is so great. A provides damage, Earth Spirit provides lockdown, so these two heroes work very nice together. The only downside is like they need an initiator, so I think Navi covers it well with Axe. We're seeing this combo a lot too. Navi, Earth Spirit, Axe.
yeah, it definitely is nice to have a mobile support that essentially is a built-in blink dagger. That's pretty cool.
But he's buying a second blink dagger though.
Why not, dude? Then you can blink out after blinking in.
That's real. A lot of Earth Spirits tend to tank up, but Zayak buys blink a lot.
I think the blink is good. It lets him jump. Up on the arcboard without fear of, missing his roll or anything. He sees him, he can instant blink, maybe even kick him back towards his team and then roll and follow up.
That's true. He could have a better chance of like silencing a Tide before he ravages and stuff like
Another
that.
A blast coming bottom, where Roger step up.
Yeah.
Oh, just tips it. Zayak and A. Zayak and Seneko working together again.
He's gonna die.
That should be it.
Oh yeah.
That was
X is in charge of killing top, and Earth Spirit is in charge of whoever's coming bottom.
And then at the same time, Sven, have you even seen him this whole game?
No.
I don't.
That's because I'm a bad observer, but still.
Yeah. But he's just been hitting the creeps, sitting top of the net worth with 8.7k gold. He's having a really nice time this game.
Yeah, we've also seen Arc Warden kind of AFK farming too, so that's the one downside I'd say for Navi is that hero's kind of been unpressured, but even still, like killing the Lesh once and killing the supports on this side of the map is still pretty good. Got a dire scan top. Thinking about pressuring top a little.
He wants a D ward up there, but I guess he did. This tower is not that important for Navi to take. I don't think they should force a rotation so that, commit a lot of resources to take the tower. This playing in the bot lane is really good for them right now. That tier 2 kind of opens up the map a little more. And they're already getting a bunch of kills down there, so I think if they keep playing in that area, it's beneficial for them. At the same time, VP needs to control that area. I think this bot jungle is going to be the most important place for Ridge right now, for both teams.
Hopefully they're doing this City and Blizzy or Spirit bottom. It's kind of similar of the same ganks they've done before, but Blizzy's hiding in.
Ronza smears it too, so it's a battle of patience here.
I mean, he could be trying to do the same thing, bring Roger over. They actually are smoking over.
They just walked into each other. Yule's an Air Spirit.
Ronza solo coming over too.
Good stop at the last second to cancel the roll. He's going to go down for 3.
That's cool.
That was unfortunate for both teams. The Leshrac walked up to try to get vision, and he walked directly into the Air Spirit, so there's nothing you really could do.
I mean, I'm sure they're happy to get that kill. It's not terrible. Yeah.
Another topic that I wanted to talk about is look at what...
Big dagger, nice call on Leshrac.
Will there be spins?
2 more spins and we'll go down. Nice.
Didn't even need the chop.
He got pretty lucky with the spins.
Yeah.
Snako is doing a really good job, like setting up these hero positions. He knows where everybody on VP side is going to go, and then his initiators are in position.
Yeah, they keep playing off cooldown. Every time the A is blasted off cooldown, they've already planned for their move. They shoot it out, they get a kill. It's really good to watch.
Like he died a lot in the early game, but like after watching these last 4 kills, it completely makes sense why they opened A. It feels like they play around this so well.
So what did you want to talk about?
I was talking about how Force Staff is kind of being an item of the game, an item of the tournament right now. Look at what Roger and Solo do. Both Force Staffs.
I think it's a lot about wanting to be able to kind of reposition the heroes for these big team fights. There's a lot of team fights. The games are getting drawn out, going high ground's harder. Force Staff helps both sides. You can, if you're ambitious, you can try to aggressively Force Staff, or you can Force Staff your team out when they get initiated on. So I think it's a strong item. I don't think it's going to be too like hot. I don't think everyone's going to want to buy it right now.
So you think it's just this game, potentially? Because
Yeah.
I don't think it's great against Axe, but against Razor, it's obviously excellent. That's maybe the bigger one. Against Sven, it's super good, too.
Yeah.
If he blinks in and stuns a guy and you push him 600 units away, a lot of times that's... And a lot of times, too, if you go to initiate on somebody, A is already expecting that person to get stunned, you know? So if you force him, as the stun comes out from Sven, it, like, messes up the A Ice Blast, and then it's like, boom, one hero's dead, effectively.
AA blast running towards top. They're going to try to kill the Titan too. He has no TP this turn.
Yeah, let's see.
He should die during the duration of the call. He has no save. If he wants to commit the Ravage, he can maybe live, but I think he's going to understand his dude.
There's TK from Roger.
Oh, a nice swap from
Okay,
Solo.
he'll live.
Nice another swap from Solo. Maybe everyone's going to live.
Roger has 16 mod too.
Roger might go down 2 more hits.
No, he's got one. He's got one.
Really well played by Bird's Pro there.
George doesn't miss the solo. He's got no TP. He should go down. Really?
Or
He might just
he's
walk
got
with
one.
Juke of his lifetime. Zayak's coming on.
Blink's coming off the cooldown soon. He's going to blink the call.
He thinks better of it.
That's really deep. They got the tier 1, but that was a really good play. So the fact that they saved Tidehunter, that was a BKB on Razor the first 10 seconds. That was excellent. And they lost 0 heroes.
And Nine Pasha still has Ravage.
Yeah, I thought he would have to commit the Ravage to, live there.
It was so close. It was like one more hit and it's over.
He did have his pipe. He popped it very late, so he knew the AA blast would kill him.
That's a good point. Good to save it. It's like saving your wand, basically.
No one's going full greed here. Midas, Mjolnir into travel. He's going to shoot him off the charts with that GPM.
The bots is really good. Navi doesn't have much split push catch that they can do quickly. They have no heroes that are going to buy their own bots. This Axe can maybe kill the clone, but that reveals his position on the map. He's going to be able to push all these lanes out, get a lot of map control for his team, feel good about himself. I think he's going to start passing this Sven maybe in the next 10, 15 minutes.
So obviously showing yourself is kind of bad because then they don't feel as vulnerable on that side of the map, but are you saying it's just worth it because the Tempest Double is so easy to just throw in every lane and they can't deal with them fast enough?
Yeah. it's also that you see the axe, and sure, he kills your Tempest double, but now your real hero can go out. You know?
Oh, smoke from Navi.
So now you know Axe isn't there,
Yeah.
or because they use the combos.
Yeah, you. Oh, Solo might just walk in the smoke and get caught.
It looks like they're just gonna find the solo.
You can see Blizzy and Magical
Oh.
are going to try to catch an extra, but
Swap though. Zayak's there.
they commit, get the kill. They might try to rotate into another tier 1.
The cut's fine. I'm sorry, other way around.
No one's trying his best to defend the tower.
His Midas, no.
Doesn't care.
So painful. I care, dude.
I think VP might defend this mid tower. We'll have to see 9 parts on team. Oh,
Nice
beautiful
big
3-man
stomp into
stomp.
the first splitter.
Oh, it's just a lever on boom, so it's not going to do that much damage.
But it might force them back. They're going to be really scared. This Sven Sill's ult and BKB, but
Yeah, they leave.
yeah.
I mean, Crystallize is so
But
low.
top, look at top. Zayak found no one. So main hero too.
Does have a TP. That's the TP now, but it's over.
Ajax is here with ulti.
What a huge play. Blink probably makes it a lot easier to chase down some of these split pushing heroes.
Look
I would
at
assume.
that 4-man tip. They're united.
Navi should feel good right now.
Bottom two, they caught Tide Hunter.
Wow.
Jeez. Huh. Those two heroes securing the kill. I guess Razor gets so much physical, and Tide's built all like anti-magic. It's probably straightforward.
Yeah.
Ever since 10 minutes, Navi has been the one who's catching VP heroes. I don't remember VP catching Navi.
It's hard for VP, I think, to feel comfortable forcing because of this arc ward. I think this arc ward is making them play a little slower.
We get some.
Core for Breezy. Caught Roger.
A blast coming in.
That's
forced
coming
down.
in. It's gonna hit too. Flop. Crystallize once more too. It's but solo jukes in.
Dude, the phase on X is actually so cool. I love how he used it there. He blinked forward, gets the call, but then he phases away, so then the enemy hero just chases after him. That was really awesome. Normally you need like a 4-staff or something to do that, but practically swapped the damn hero.
Phase roots are really strong right now. They give you a lot for the price. Gives you armor, gives you damage, gives you a lot of movement speed.
It's especially good on strength heroes.
Yeah.
Doubles their armor.
So, do you think that Navi is going to feel forced to end this game? I think that they can, you know, maybe have the next like 10-15 minutes.
Look at this
uncomfortable.
smoke though. No one though. Is he gonna die twice?
Yeah, he has no buy either. They might try to rotate into maybe a Roche kill.
So you said they're going to feel forced to end the game?
I think the VP lineup is going to feel really strong in 15 minutes. Once their BKBs get, 7, 6, 5, the Leshrac, the ET are going to start, popping off in team fights. I think that's what you got to look out for later. But as of now, with these big BKBs, nothing VP can do to stop them.
Navi has been getting crucial kills though on no one twice. I think they're going to be feeling pretty happy. If they didn't get those kills on no one, they would kind of feel scared. But like right now, they got their foot on the pedal right now. Just go, go, go.
I do think the most important thing for them right now is to just stay calm and keep playing how they're playing. Don't feel forced to end the game right now.
Even though they're dying a lot, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, Navi's advantage now is massive. 6K is pretty huge, considering other things feel semi-equal. Bounty runes now, that's a quad bounty as well. It's just going to push their advantage even higher. BKB's ready on Axe, so he doesn't even worry about initiating now. I mean, they can still swap out whoever he calls, but he doesn't have to worry about Ravage anymore. He doesn't have to worry about less stunning. He doesn't have to worry about ET stuff as much.
Very good squiggly lines from Ramses.
Is that how he's a pro?
Yeah. And if you can see the bounties, they went from 6K gold to 8K gold. These bounties right now are really important for both sides. If you can get the map control, even if you're giving up some farm to the enemy team, but you're getting 4 banner runes or 3 banner runes, your net worth is just going to accelerate. And,
Greetings, friends. It's Tsunami with the multicast. I know you're enjoying this Virtus Pro versus Navi game, but I want to let you know what else is happening on the other stream. Stream A, we got Evil Geniuses versus RNG, EG up 6K right now. On Stream D, we got VG Gaming versus Infamous, and it's a pretty close game, 16-16 right now. But you know what I want to see? I want to see how this Ana IO is panning out. He's got the Aghanim Scepter, he's got the Dominator, and Seb's going in. Let's go to Stream C.
The IO's in. It's just getting perma-disabled, and guess what? They're bringing the numbers. 5v1 on Ace.
And that's why Slark's so hard against Axe. Like, at any point in the game, you're killable. That's like really hard to play against a hero that does that to you. Especially a hero like Axe who wants to play off map.
Oh my god, look at this. They just roam back bottom. If Fada gets found, you never know. Only 1 leap up currently.
leave it to OG to have no carry and be down by 7K, and we're like, I think this strat makes sense.
We're just. It feels like at a certain point, though, won't you get a like some BKBs up, and then the IO won't feel as good, right? Oh, but here we go once again. You see those orbs continuing to ground. We'll get a stomp up, but Ana, he does not care.
Jesus.
Thompson snipes the kill, and they're just gonna get a middle tower now.
It's just all free damage too.
And you know that Peter like knew this was probably gonna happen, and now like you may know it's gonna happen, but you don't know how to deal with it, right? You've probably never seen it before.
I mean, you've got to know it's coming. Like they saw the Ags, you know what the talent is. It's just, I think they may have underestimated just how strong this timing for OG was, and how fast. Ana's 500 move speed just because he's tethered to a Saturn. Like that's
pretty insane.
And here we go. We might see a fight being started top. They will back up. It is Moonlight taking us on the Radiant side. Sox is there. How does it work with Invis? Obviously, it'll hit him, but they're going to find one. It will be. It does. He's just going to throw out his ulti immediately, but he will make it over. Will we be able to get the +1 agility? Looks like they might be leaving Jerks. A nice on the backside. They've actually found the IO. Will they go for him? They're still trying to get the tree. Tree will go down. Here we go. They're going to bring him down. Oh, my goodness. PPD doing some damage as well with Epicent. There's going to be TP back. It is a buyback. We know OG. They love buying back. There will be an ulti pop by this Slark. Will he be able to get away? He has a leap up in 2. The problem is it's so tough. He's going to leap over to his tower, but the shackle hits over to the creep, and there he goes.
Okay, that shackle was hilarious.
Oh, my goodness. And what a team fight. NIP, they take a pretty good fight, but then with the buyback.
You can see, though, they run out of gas. Like, that was an insane amount of damage immediately. Double buybacks was used, and now Ana...
Oh, my God. Look at this. Needs Dwarfs to go. Fada's just here right clean. There's going to be a stun, and I believe that was... He's dead for 90 seconds at 23 minutes in.
Yeah.
The
ball went a little too deep there.
Level 18, by the way. He is the highest level in the game by... Not by far, but he is. That just means he had a lot of experience to the hero's middle, though.
There was so much ball to the wall, he's now on the floor.
Yeah. This is a lot.
Kyle's looking at his face.
Kyle's just confused. He's just lost in the sauce right now.
The one thing I will say is, like, the Slark build's like a throwback to, you know, last year or something. He has the Echo Saber Shadow Blade, which I'm confused because I feel like the Shadow Blade build is pretty much why Slark was always bad against Axe, because you just I like Shadow Blade Slark in the past when you would walk into a Sentry and you'd be like, oh, I'm in vision, push my Dark Pact, and I live.
I 100% agree, but I think that it's merely about how the NIP lineup is built around Slark here. And they have limited ways of providing vision, right? But so many ways of capitalizing on it. If they can just initiate, fights are going to go down like we just saw. It's just they need to be the ones initiating, and OG will get wiped. It's just that they have to find those stuns to open.
They just have so much invis. They have the...
That's true. That's a good point.
Only no tails here, but there will be a stun in by 33 doing a ton of damage. We'll just go invis. There's going to be a stomp. Will Ace go forward? Gets the kill, but I don't believe you get the permanent agility. Yeah, they are going to Moonlight Shadow.
We're going to get more here.
Yeah, after using that dust, maybe they thought they already used it. Seb, he can't blink. They're actually just going to find him. Will they be able to save him, though? There's the tree armor, but he gets melted. Here comes an ult 33, and oh my goodness, they're going in. They're doing a ton of damage, and they know they're just going to run him. He will get saved by the buyback of No Tail, though. Can they just bring him down? Still looks like they will. Ace just hitting him. They can't do it. He has a leap up. Will he make it over? Oh my goodness, he didn't. He's going for the TP. There's no way. His stun actually hits onto Ana. But it's not enough.
Wait, did he get... I don't think he got the epi off. I'm not sure, but I know he cast it, but I think he might have blinked before.
I think he might have. It looked like he was doing a lot of damage. I would love to, my friend. I don't know if that... It doesn't look like he did that much damage. Yeah. I mean, that was casted, but I don't know if that means it was completed. You think he would have done a lot more with Veil, plus an ulti.
Yeah. He did on 2 heroes.
Yeah.
Huh.
Dude,
I just want to say Ana was like at 100 health and he just lived.
The buyback from No Tail getting the save.
The buyback of No Tail disruption into the tree armor, into the shrine, into the overgrowth.
Uh-oh, Peter. Got to be careful. There's just an ulti. 33 misses the stun as well, and all of a sudden, there's a root on the backside on Fada as well. Peter is still alive. Thompson, he might be getting a little overly aggressive. Ana's here now. No, he's not. They're going to get a tower plus a kill. It's still a 7K lead, but you just feel this is.
They're so fast, too. There's 600 move speed on both heroes.
They can't do anything. They're just running everyone down. 30, he's dead.
This is so cloudy, man. This is like a 4K party queue game.
No, this is an OG draft, all right? It might as well be 4K party queue. It just so happens the TI winners.
Yeah, I'm saying that, like, you just like, hey, guys, this sounds hilarious.
Yeah.
You just pick it, and you're just like, wait, we move at 700 move speed.
This is where we need to like cut to the face cams, and they're all just laughing.
Yeah. They do have the Batrider lasso.
They're 26 minutes in, and guess what? We're going base. They're down 5K. They don't care.
Look, Nip still, they have a clean draft. They can certainly win this game, but they've got to be more careful. Because OG, you know, you can't try and fight Wind Ranger Wisp with like 2-3 heroes. You need to take fights as 5.
And here we go. There's going to be a call. That's going to be a buyback from 33. Peter, he's already dead. He has a buyback as well. Do they want to commit? He could TP back to the shrine, but looks like they're going to be cool. Maybe not. Soxa, he's flying.
That was literally Soul Catcher plus like 4 balls, and he just died.
Dude, he's getting heart next on Ana. He's going to be indestructible. He's going to tether Thompson.
And just run.
And just run at people. He's just going to run at people. And even if you stun him, even if you go for Ana, right? This is the coolest thing. It's similar to their Spectre idea from last year, where he's still dealing all of this damage, even motionless, stunned in the center of 5. The balls will keep going.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
And once he's still stunned at level 25, he'll be attacking.
As long as he's tethered, he'll be attacking a target.
Yeah.
So what do you think? He's probably going to go like Heart Maelstrom at this point?
Yeah, he had Maelstrom earlier, but like
it
could be like an MKB too. You know, like just any proc item. You know.
This is getting scary now. You know, you look, you're like NIP. They've got this Marauder. They've got this Slark. They've got the late game. But the question is, can you get through these next couple fights?
The other team has a Wisp carry.
You're right. Never mind. It's over.
I wonder if he takes the 150 GPM. I have to assume he would.
15 armor is a decent amount of armor.
He's only got 9 armor. So
First
maybe.
Slark. But gold per minute. Everyone loves gold per minute. There's going to be an axe call. It is going to be over on the side. It's Peter again getting caught out. Thompson, unstoppable. And you look at the top of the net worth chart now. We've got a new leader.
Nope.
Is he going for more? Sorry.
No, they were going on Seb, I thought.
Sox is still flying.
Grant, you've known PPD for a while.
Yes.
1 to 10, what's the tiltometer right now?
Honestly, I think he knows they're still technically in the lead, but I would say it's about a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
I think one more death, right? He died in his base solo. He just died right there. So I think one more death, and we're hitting the 8s and 9s.
Ana just relocated bottom to clear creep mode. I like it. They're trying to set up Roche, I believe. Put pressure on the bottom lane. Control the.
He did take the armor.
The triangle.
Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, no, you're
I
good.
love that. He's not going to die. And as we've described, his damage will not stop so long as he survives. Doesn't need boots. Doesn't even really need to use the hero necessarily. They'll just be toggling the radius.
Dire Courier does end up going down. It looks like it was Ace who scoops it up.
And now he's got the Alpha Wolf.
Still tough. Jarek's, he went for a Glimmer Cave. I saw you had about 2.2k, maybe get a blink. But
does Thompson have Ags yet?
Yeah, no, Thompson wins second item Ags over BKB because of the bonus movement speed that you get is not capped.
Yep.
See the items here. Fada does have a BKB though, so gonna be tough. Obviously, Tree ulti might be saved for that. And so when does this Slark, like, what do you want to do as this Slark now? You have this kind of little it is a different build that we've been seeing. Do you just wait for BKB and try to take another fight?
Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know if I like this build the way it's being played right now. This is going to be dangerous. I don't think he's strong enough to take this fight.
Well, here we go. Seb's one in. They're going to get a stun. They're going to get a catch on the backside as well from No-Tail. BKB Blade Mail pop by Seb. They're going to get a save on No-Tail onto himself. He has very little HP. Looks like he will just go down doing a lot of burst. Will Ana make it out? Yes. Makes it to the bottom of the cliff, though. It will be a kill on Sox. It's to dunk Seb. We'll have another call up in 2. Fada's here. BKB trying to aim Thompson, taking a lot of damage himself, though. The Shrine will be up in 15 save. That's not going to be soon enough. There will be a stun, but whoa, they just bring him back over here. Hello. Seb gets a nice double call. Ace will pop his ulti, though. He's trying to steal all his agility, but does need to get out of there. Peter, one more orb. Get him. Sand King gets a nice stun. They're actually going for Jarek's. No, he blinks away. Orbs are still there. They won't find him. And what a hectic fight. Whoa, Thompson actually gets Ace on the back lines. Running away.
Imagine these fights that just happened like that, and now Ana will have a heart for the next one. Like, because he and himself and one other hero are just going to regen right back to full at any given point in the fight.
I don't think you can kill anything. I got to point to the item build on Ace. I think that he had to itemize so that at 25-30 minutes he would be getting involved. I didn't agree with you on the Shadow Blade, but being the wrong decision, but I think he had to go damage into Blink.
Here we go. There's going to go right into Roche. Do you have to do something? There's going to be a catch. Who's it going to be on? It is Jarek's. It's a nice catch. Makes it a 4v4. But it looks like they're still going in. Is there a possibility of a buyback here from Ace? Doesn't look like they need it.
The Roche bash.
Still doesn't have
it. Might have actually killed him. Oh, he has the Centaur to gank if he needs to.
They're good. 33 doesn't want to go in. He's scared. They both are.
Dude, it's one of those games that you're just happy you're a Dota player. You know what I mean?
It's just fun to
It's a
watch.
good day to be alive.
You know, we hit, I believe we had more heroes picked yesterday than the game that must not be named did in its entire World Finals. 91 heroes yesterday in how many matches? 40? 40 games?
Yeah, I think 40 sounds about right.
Decent.
Decent amount of heroes.
Now, Ana's going to have this Heart of Tarrasque when he completes these camps at 32-minute spawns. They're going to try to get this Mirana ulti to get something done, maybe? I'm not sure what their goal is with this.
Haste rune. Won't get denied, actually.
The MKB on Mirana is a pretty big deal because as of now, Wind Ranger's kind of just invincible with like the protection behind and when she's running.
Yeah, to your point as well about Slark, he's playing against an Axe. So no matter what his matchups are against the rest of these heroes, this entire game, there's nothing Ace will be able to do if he just gets called by an
You cannot
Blade Mail
itemize
Axe.
or play against an Axe with a Blade Mail as Slark, meaning like you have to wait till the Axe goes in or you just have to accept the fact you're getting called.
Yep.
Like, that's the two options.
And I think he's itemizing for damage now. Next item MKB, but I don't think the survivability is there yet.
Yeah.
You know, 1800 HP, no BKB. This is not a Slark that's really willing to team fight just yet. He wants to find pickoffs and skirmishes, but OG, they're not allowing those opportunities. They're sticking together as a group.
I think there's a reason why Slark doesn't build Shadowblade anymore. Like, for people who haven't been watching all year, it's been very common that they go, like, Drums Diffusal or Midas Diffusal.
Yeah.
And, like, because they took away the damage on Pounce, like, the hero just doesn't offer that burst damage for pickoffs very much anymore. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just a little confused by it. And we're just harping and are talking about this item build a lot because he was the most farmed hero on the map for a long time. And it just feels like he's had underwhelming impact.
There is some big boy damage items coming out right now, though. Double MKB on both the carries of NIP. There is going to be a call. It is just on PPD. They're going to find the call. He is getting spun on. The orbs are doing a ton of damage. Guess what? He has a heart on the backside. It will be No-Tail. Will get a banishment. Looks like Peter will go down. They will get a kill on No-Tail. Not quite yet. No-Tail's actually still alive. Ace like, please, we need to get this. And they just can't. Guess what? The heart's now on No-Tail. Oh, misses the call barely. No-Tail will get healed to full, though, with that connection. There's going to be an arrow. Can they get this kill? They're going to try. There's going to be a nice triple stun by 33. Doesn't feel like they're taking any damage. BKB pop by 7. There's going to be the ulti from Peter. Doing a decent amount. No-Tail still alive. Finally gets brought down. And now they're just going to run at Peter again. Oh, my goodness. He has the MKB. Guess what? Thompson is going to take so much damage. There is the tree overload keeping him alive. He is still alive, and he's invis. They didn't have the detection.
Oh, my
The
God.
detection will be there, but they don't get the kill. Now he's going to leap away. And guess what? The heart plus tree armor. Wind Ranger is going back to the top.
He's actually going to be full health in like 3 seconds.
Look at that.
And what a play.
Nobody dies.
Yeah.
It was 1 kill on No-Tail, and I believe, was that a buyback as well from PPD? No one has buyback, by the way.
Yeah, PPD bought back, No-Tail bought back.
Just
and
2
that's it.
5s died.
Yeah, 2 5s died there.
Okay, goes the spell amp on Mirana. Pretty common.
Level 25 on Ana, man. I cannot wait.
This is scary. Whoa, we have a call actually going out. It is going to be on to 33. He is pretty tanky. He will stun away. Looks like they want to try to find him, but the tree does block Thompson. Ace actually gets to kill elsewhere. Pardon me for
That's
that.
a dieback.
Yeah, it is. And now they don't have that save. Can they get on top of Thompson?
No
Can they get a
way.
call in the middle of it? They will get the call. There goes Spotted. There goes Soxa. Seb.
The chat wheels. Oh, God.
Mode.
What's the tiltometer reading? Can you check it for me, Grant?
Tiltometer reading is currently at an 8.9 out of 10, my friend.
Woo.
This is scary. Like, what do you do? It's just so different. It's so hard to play around. You've never probably played around this before.
I don't really know. It messes with your understanding of like how to play Dota because you're hitting your spells. You're like, I'm doing everything right. I'm 3-man stunning. I just ET ulted everyone.
But instead of 2
nothing
saves,
died.
they have an IO who's a 3rd save. So like, or like 4 saves almost, because you have Axe Call as like a peel method. So it's like, you're playing against no carry hero. You're playing against extra saves and defensive heroes, which is like, for you, you're like, okay, I've blown through 2 saves. Let's go and finish this Wind Ranger. And then he just lives again with barely any health. It's just like that little extra oomph of defense. And they are going to search for this. They have this gem on the tree. And
Ooh, I thought he might have seen him right there. Doesn't, though. Meanwhile, look at this Peter. He will make it away as well. Ace out.
718 move speed, which means Ana is also 718.
Let's watch him fly. Gem picks up by PPD as well now. And now, guess what? This is actually the first gold lead, I believe, in the game for OG. Comes 36 minutes in. You're like, But they've got an IO carry. The other team has Slark. How is this possible?
It's a nice little mountain we got going in the difference in team net worth.
I think it's all the cores of OG though. Like look at the net worth. I mean, look at Seb's items right now. He's got Blink, Blade Mail, BKB, and just finished the pipe with 2.1K remaining. Like
going Lincolns.
What's Thompson got now? He's probably got his next damage.
He has. He's just going for BKB. He has the full Lincolns he had before. It's just like really hard to initiate onto him now. Your main source is Burrow Strike as well as the Batrider Lasso.
And OG can just play so fast around the map. Like Slark, you want to abuse map control. In fact, NIP's entire lineup is built around controlling the map. And they're forced into their base because OG is just so fast, sweeping from side to side.
That's tough, right? You see, someone's always trying to push out top, but you never know, right? Just IO plus Thompson TPing up there, you're just dead.
This game has been a treat to watch.
And he does have the Maelstrom now, almost 25. Whoa. Thompson, he's looking. They will glyph it up. Multi-shot down these creeps, but they should be able to get this tower, and it looks like they will.
Wolf
Peter
for the damage. I love it. They smoke away. They get what they came for. You are not yet at your peak timing. OG not in a hurry whatsoever because Nip's lineup as well. Tons of AoE damage. You certainly can win a fight if OG take one poorly.
They're smoking to get vision of this high ground so that they can like go up there without being under risk of being under this ward that NIP has. They're going to deward this. They're going to kill the shrine. You saw them circle it, and then they're going to control this area. They're going to cut top wave, cut mid wave, and eventually just basically suffocate NIP in terms of farm. And you're going to get this level 25 on Ana, who is almost level 24. And any other big power spikes, you have the Wind Ranger BKB done,
almost
basically now.
Well.
Seb going for a Lincoln's of his own at some point. Don't mind that at all. Why not just make it harder to kill us?
Just Batrider, right? But seems like he's been getting lassoed every fight. Not anymore.
And relocating just to get this top wave out. I like it. And now there's just no pressure on the map for OG. Like, there's nowhere that NIP is, like, threatening them to have to react to them. You know, like, OG is controlling the entire pace of this game.
And it's not just, like, the way the NIP lineup wants to play. It's like, that's how NIP, you know, looking back at the minor in Kiev, the last one of the year, that's how NIP was winning a lot of their games. Vision control. They've abused those concepts all year. They love the Night Stalkers, the Slarks, the ETs. And OG removed that advantage.
There will be a kill here. They find Jarex.
This is a gem tree.
Is going to be Ace. He's looking around. They do get folks fire off, but it will be on top of the Batrider. They're just to jump in. 33 is in so much trouble. He somehow gets the Yules off. Bot is dead, though. 33 is going to go down. There's the dunk. BKB's popped by everyone, but OG just running over him right now. Will they just jump in again?
Fought actually just died instantly.
Yep. Oh, Shackle will get engaged by the Batrider. They get a stomp off. But this might just be an easy Rax here.
Dude, I just want 25 on Ana before this game ends.
Well, we're going to get him close. He's very close. Spirit will go down. They need another stop, but this will be the melee Rax going down before 40 minutes. Look at this. He's actually running forward. Oh, he wanted to get it off. Can't quite yet. On the backside, they're going in, though. It is going to be Sox. It looks like he's going to be the next one to die. Battle Hunger plus Orbs just smacking him up. Ace needs to run away. Now there will be a stun going on to Thompson, but Ace is already almost dead. The Orbs just hitting him through his ulti, still taking so much damage. He can't even leave. Oh, and he gets blocked right there by Seb. This will be a kill. There goes the Gemma Truesite.
Yes,
he
25.
might have to use buyback.
25.
And he does have it now.
Tether the Wind Ranger.
Let's go.
He's going to, level 25 talent, he will attack everything that his tether target attacks.
Get ready. They're just going to end it. They can end it because
of
that. Look at this. Dude, and this is backdoor protection, by the way. This is backdoor protection.
I guarantee they're doing this on purpose. They're like, guys, don't even get the creep wave.
Yep, I love Peter. He knows. He's like, wait, this game's probably over, but what can we do? Still backdoor protection. They are just melting it. There will be a stun forward. It is going to be 2. Lincolns will proc 1. They find the axe this time. He will get put under, though. There's going to be an ulti from 33. Already taking so much damage. He gets rooted, so he can't even get on top of anyone. Seth just gets his BKB up. OG's just kiting around everywhere. Ace has to run away. He just dies to the orb. It's too much. The Ana IO. They're just going into there. They can't do anything. They're all just spraying. What can you do? Give someone a rampage? I don't think they can. They're going into the fountain. They're waiting for NIP to call GG, but they won't. And look at this. They go in. Ana with the triple kill. Ana with an ultra kill. There's a Sand King. Where is he? They know. The IO doesn't have ulti to come get him, though. It looks like they're just going to end the game here. And there's the GG's called. And a treat of a game to watch, as you said, Kyle and BSJ. And in this, I mean, we celebrate
Congratulations there for OG in the room. Right, they're very happy indeed. We're going to take a break from the games here on the Multicast stream, and instead you're going to join myself, Nahaz, and Tsunami, who are going to give you the kind of guess, guys. This is kind of like the lunchtime show. Okay. Yeah, like, you know, not breakfast with Tsunami as we had this morning, but you know, just catch up, bring everyone up to speed. Have a chat.
Sure. The halfway point.
The halfway point. Yeah, halfway point. Yeah, we're halfway there. And halfway still to go. We should also mention the fact that we love hearing from you and would like to do so again via all the usual social media channels, including Twitter, where you are definitely following the official channel at Dota 2, aren't you? Yes, and using the official field iconed hashtag TI9.
You don't want to
also-
make Gay Ben angry.
No, don't make Gavin angry because he won't give us nice things. Also on Facebook, of course, official at Dota 2 on there, as well as Instagram with at Dota 2 as well. No TI on the end anymore on Instagram, just a good old-fashioned Dota 2. Do follow all of those social media accounts because there is some great content coming out over the coming days. Also already out today as well. You might even see Rich on there at some point doing something crazy. Always worth following the accounts just for Rich, basically.
I'm okay with this. I'm okay with
Gents,
this.
standings. We're going to go through the standings in a moment. Sure. It's been a fantastically interesting day and a half.
Yeah. We kind of had the sense that this was going to happen because last year before TI8, you had all of the teams sort of playing each other in Vancouver for a month ahead of the tournament.
They knew each other. They knew what
this
they were
year,
playing.
yeah, so many more teams boot camping in different places, and a lot of them were preparing by playing against very good Chinese teams that weren't in the tournament. So a lot less cross-pollination has led to a lot more unpredictability here in the first couple days.
Yeah, 95 heroes played day one, record. Never had that many days. I think it was Adam was saying 106 picked up.
Yeah, it took us less than 30 games to get to 105 picture band. It took us 12 drafts to get to not a single hero being picked and banned in every game. That's actually crazy.
I saw one of my compendium predictions had locked, and I was just like, that must be a bug. There's no way that many heroes have already been selected, but I'm unprecedented for sure.
Yeah, it was over 100 heroes. I thought they were going to do it 100 to 109 and then 110 plus this year.
Oh, was the categories?
Yeah. Because we've
I
got
don't
more
even know.
heroes now, right?
Have they changed the categories, or has it been the same since like TI4 or something
maybe,
like that?
Some of them have stayed the same.
Definitely
We'll take the points.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the standings, bring you right up to date with where we are midway through day number 2 here at the International 2019. The usual suspects, I have to say, finding themselves at the top of the standings in both Group A and Group B. Secret at 8-0 and Vici Gaming at 6-0. OG also, by the way, just adding another point to their list. They're going 6-1. The defending champs going very well despite a very average regular season, it has to be said. But Alan, there are a couple of not usual suspects not doing particularly well here.
I think you look at the bottom of that Group B standings, and that is a shock. OEG, over the last 4 years at TI, have played 30 best-of-2 round-robin sets. We've used this round-robin format all 4 years. They had been 2-0'd only 2 times in 4 years. They got 2-0'd 2 times in their first 3 series at this event. This is a really scary group for them. And then on the other side, you look at Liquid, and you look at them at 3-5. The 3 teams on paper that I think everybody had as the weakest in this group were Keen, Mineski, and Newbie, and all of those teams now sporting multiple wins with Newbie at 3-3. This is going to be scary. I think we're going to end up in this group playing that 8th, 9th tiebreaker as we did last year between IG and Windstrike around 4 and 5 wins.
That's a scary prospect scenario as well, isn't it? Actually, like, not just playing an extra game to go in the upper or the lower bracket, but I think it's better to stay in the tournament.
Scary prospect for the players, but for the viewers.
Oh, we love that stuff.
Of course, giving me that
brilliant.
kind of stakes in the
Bring
group
me more.
stage, please, by all means.
Let's talk some fantasy stuff, because I know that you guys both did your fantasy.
I've been doing it. I've been waking up.
Good. Okay, all right.
Waking up, crack of dawn to set
This
that.
is kind of like, we're going to give you some, if you're doing fantasy at home, if you're not doing fantasy at home and you're thinking, well, I don't know how to play, it's fine. Don't worry, we've got your back, because every day we're going to try and give you a little tip. Today's tip is cause, bring points, okay? Crystallize 47.72 from day number 1. Paparazzi in second right now, Ace in third, and also bring out some decent points. Anisha, by the way, is currently the only player in the history of the International to have a 100% win rate.
And yet, 5th place in fantasy. What's going on here, Red Eye? You're telling me that winning too fast is bad?
I mean, I want to know, do you get bonus points for Core Wisp?
You should.
You
You should
really
get.
are.
You should get bonus points for spamming. You should get bonus points for tipping, and you should get being tipped, and you should get bonus points for playing core whisk.
I think so.
All good fantasy
Change
points.
the weightings on that.
Yeah. So there's a few tips for you if you weren't already aware. Cores are good, by the way, but pick carefully. One of those top 5 in your team tomorrow. One of the other prizes I want to talk about, and this is kind of like rookie corner, right? Every day we're going to bring someone up that's new. We have a lot of new people tuning in every year.
Of course.
People often just follow the international and come back a year later. They'll all be familiar with Na'Vi and Dendi and the history behind that team. They might not be familiar with the man that's replaced him. Big shoes to fill, a legend. He's won TI already, and there's a man now filling those shoes who yesterday had a brilliant opening day as a rookie, which is magical. He already posted a top 10 finish in last hits. He was 5th in last hits all time at TI.
On a Templar Assassin.
Templar Assassin with 1,104 last hits. That's insane. What a great start, Alan.
And that's his best hero in his career. He's 26 and 11 in his pro career on that hero. It's significant to me because Magical was sort of the last piece to fall into place for this Na'Vi squad. We know what Zayats and Blizzy could do. We saw that in Vegas Squadron. We talked about Crystallize since 2018, and we know Seneko. This was the big question mark, and they've done a great job at putting him on his best 2 heroes, the TA and Razor, and he's really flourished in late.
It's an interesting lineup. Someone backstage said to me in production, they're very familiar with TI every year. They come every year. They know the Na'Vi story. They've been around Na'Vi. They look at this team and just go, wow, I don't recognize any of these players.
Yeah.
Who the hell are they? And that's kind of typical, isn't it, for a newer fan of Dota or someone that just watches TI every year. It's a rebuilding phase, I feel, still. Even though it feels like we talked about Crystallize forever because he's been around a long time, but he's still a rookie at this time. There's only Seneko in this team that's played it before. So you've got 4 rookies, 1 old-timer, which is the kind of like perfect, we've got a guy who knows what he's doing. But it's a new start for Na'Vi.
And that seems to be the case in, I guess, the Eastern Hemisphere more than the Western Hemisphere, because I feel like NA, they keep trying to do these new blood things, and Forward Gaming is having some success, but even those players have been around for a little while. But even for Alliance, Loda having to take new players and having to break his all-Swedish squad, having to take some Norwegians and stuff like that. He picked some rookies up and bringing them great success. Same thing with Na'Vi as well.
Okay. People often ask me on Twitter, I've missed a little bit overnight, or my sleep patterns are a little bit out, and I'm not sure what to watch. Well, we've got one for you from this morning. If you missed the VPVG game, you definitely want to check this out, because not only was it a good 2-game series, we also got this little highlight for you. You'll enjoy this. I'm just a sucker, boys, for Rampages.
I'm a sucker for this Ags Morph. Ags Morph is something that was slept on for a while after the change got introduced, and I think that it's just incredibly amusing to watch him become an Earthshaker, have a double damage rune, and just, well, you'll see what happens after a few seconds.
And it just again feels like with Vici, we talk about paparazzi because obviously he's such a high-skilled player, but they play around their 3 through 5 so well. That's what's going to put them in the driver's seat in this tournament, I think.
Fantastic piece of play again from Paparazzi. One of the stars, also doing quite well in fantasy, so he's a decent pick right now.
I better hope so. I was hoping he would be a decent pick at the morning.
Paparazzi doing well in fantasy is kind of a slam dunk. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, all right, let's take a quick look at the rest of the games you've got coming your way for the rest of the day, because we're only halfway through, so there's plenty more games to come on all 4 streams. Let's check them out right now. Over on Stream A, we've got Evil Geniuses versus RNG. That one already looking very good. EG's just won that game, so they've won the opening one. We'll see how they get on in the second one. We've got Liquid versus LGD and Vici versus EG at the end of the day. Big games day for EG. Over on Stream B, the CIS derby continues between Virtus Pro and Na'Vi. Na'Vi are 1 to the good in that series. Alliance King, OG RNG coming up at the end of the day on Stream B. Over on C, OG NIP continues in just a moment. OG crushing NIP in the first game there. Chaos versus Mineski and Fnatic versus Infamous. And finally, over on Stream D, we have Vici Gaming versus Infamous. TNC Newbie, and finishing off with the last game. So, fantastic. Thank you very much. I've enjoyed wrapping up. I'm going to be back at the end of the day, but you two are kind of like, you're passing the baton.
Of course. I'm leaving the very comfortable hands of the multicast in Nahaz's capable, segueing.
We are getting a little bit of a beard downgrade, but I'm hoping to make up for it.
Of course.
It's all good. Right then, let's get back into it with our multicast and all 4 games going on right now, and we'll leave you in the capable hands of Nats.
The cheese. Look at this. The career.
trying to slip away.
Gato makes it out. It does have the Abyssal Blade for Centaur, right, Yang? He's going to have that, but I don't know how they stop this.
They know there's no buyback on the Slark. 50 seconds down.
Yeah, they have so much time. They can secure the game to the absolute limits. Taking Roshan, taking Megas before going for the throne, and they'll still have 40 seconds to do it.
Yes, and now all they have to do, take this slow and easy, or he's going to come out, try to buy some time. This is all just a stall tactic.
Just hit the buildings. That's all you have to do at this point. Don't necessarily get baited into Schofield being gone on right now.
They want them to
They have to be able to make the initiation. That's where Yang comes in, but he's going to get dueled up. A nice stop and an Earth Splitter. That's going to be a pretty one in some of these Magic Meteors, and it does actually hit a lot. With the Meteor on top, many of the heroes alone. The Cataclysm goes down, not quite enough to finish off any of them. Now the throne is exposed, but here comes with the Scythe of Ice tossed away. That actually saves Chris Luck. He's going to be okay. BKB from Fade. He'll be able to defy the Aegis. Finally, as the Storm Spirit recommits back in, he'll come back alive. Schofield throwing down some trees, focusing on the throne, though. Yang is trying to stall some of these heroes, trying to hit him with the bash. Hits the Abyssal Blade as well. Almost finished off the alive. Mansion finishes enough in, but the Slark is alive. But no, it's not good enough. The Life Stealer and the Storm Spirit with their damage will finish the throne 32-32, a 60-minute game.
Unbelievable.
But Infamous are the ones who come out on top, a team that was undefeated at the International so far. 6-0, has beaten 3 different teams without a loss, and here against Infamous.
And South America, they're saying, where's your streak now, Vici?
Yeah.
Last place.
Infamous is on a
unbelievable. And it's
Day
not even
one.
like they're cheesing wins.
No,
they're
not
just
at all.
playing really
Dude,
well.
They're out fighting people.
It's I've never. They're playing with a level of disrespect almost. Like they think they're the best team here.
Dude, a
That's the
team
way they're
that
playing.
hasn't been to a DPC event this season is like, yeah, we're the best team at the International.
Oh yeah, it makes sense that we're just gonna outplay you, farm neutrals in front of you, taunt.
Yeah.
We're just better than you, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, DPC events, those are like small potatoes. We only show up for
I'm
TI,
actually getting
you know?
really hyped now. I can't believe it.
Infamous, man.
I mean, Vici, these guys have won so many. They won 2 out of the 3 last DPC events.
Yep.
They came in as one of 2 favorites, I'd say, and it's their streak that's going to be taken out by Infamous. That is unreal to me right now.
Absolutely crazy.
That is the world we live in.
Vici Gaming. Drop a game. We have a second game as well. Are they going to lose the series against Infamous? We'll have to see. We'll find out. Break. Come back to this series. You'll want to see it.
All right, we are moments away here from the start of the Game 2 draft as OG tries to repeat their performance. We are going to show you the standings here for a couple minutes as we just got done watching a massive, massive upset. Viva Peru as Infamous take their second win of the tournament. They are tied in the Group B standings in the win column with Evil Geniuses as this tournament just continues to deliver. We're going to take a quick break and we will get you out as soon as one of our next game drafts starts.